KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver.
This is 630 KHOW,
Denver's talk station.
an iHeart radio station.
Guaranteed human.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubosky. President Trump now threatening Canada with even more tariffs on top of the dozens of goods that were hit with 50% tariffs this weekend. It comes as the administration says new sanctions on Iran are coming later today, with Iranian officials saying they're going to crack down on oil shipments if those new measures go through.
There has been a U.S. naval blockade in place for some time now, stopping these shadow tankers from being able to get in and out of Iranian ports and trade Iranian oil. But Iran still does manage to trade a lot of oil overland and through other means. And so what the Treasury and the White House wants to do is to penalize countries that buy this oil. That is China, India, Turkey primarily, and also go after what are called the teapot refineries in China, where they refine some of this crude oil.
ABC's James Longman, and officials in Nevada now say they believe the Hawk fire was human-caused. This is ABC News. A French tourist is dead after his car got stuck in Death Valley. ABC's Wayne Cabot has details.
No other vehicles around. He and his companion abandoned their car, walked across the salt flats, temperatures of 116. About a mile in, the 68-year-old couldn't go anymore. So his friend continued until flagging down a motorist who called 911. But by the time that the California Highway Patrol helicopter located the man Monday, it was too late. He had died. Death Valley's Park Service telling travelers to stay on paved roads during this extreme heat. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
Settlement discussions called off today in the case attempting to block Paramount from merging with Warner Brothers. California Attorney General Rob Bonta saying Paramount acted in bad faith by leaking details of a meeting that was held on Friday. And the prosecution is set to continue its rebuttal today in the Lindsay Clancy trial. She's the Massachusetts mom accused of strangling her 3 children in 2023. Mike Dubosky, ABC News.
Increased social interaction during the summer may help fuel the spread of Mpox, formerly known as monkeypox. Health officials say there's been an uptick in cases. Denver Dr. Noah Kaufman's an emergency room physician.
Right now we see a lot of sweating. It's really hot out. There's a lot of close contact. And that's really how this bug is transmitted.
State health officials say Colorado's recorded 18 cases of Mpox this year, nearing last year's total number of 21 cases. The Rockies unveiling their Larry Walker statue outside Coors Field.
When I came here, I didn't have the expectations of having a jersey retired or having a bronze statue put out in front of the field that people are going to see, not just during games, but during those cold December months. People drive by, they're going to see that. It's like there's that overwhelming word again.
Walker played 10 seasons in Denver. In his career, the Hall of Famer tallied an MVP for the Rockies and won 7 Gold Gloves and 3 batting titles.
Now, Impact Traffic.
Yeah, we've had...
Well, he just wouldn't even acknowledge that I was there in the studio. Like, no, I don't even think I was in this. I think I was remote.
Yeah.
And he may have been as well. But
was he doing it like his political show?
No, it was just a stand-in. He was doing your show.
Oh, that was good. So he did all right?
I listened to it, Mark.
I remember asking him to do it.
He was very, well, he's probably just like me. He was very scripted on what he was supposed to say. He was really, he seemed kind of a little bit weird about just getting the randomness of the phone calls and, coming at him with all the crazy shit that you get versus, if you want to hit Ryan with the political thing, he can knock it out of the park because that's his thing. He's got his mind right there. But if you want to talk about landlord tenant, he's like,
yeah. I kind of felt that way when I was doing
I'm
Dance.
sure.
I was like, wow, political show, okay.
I'm sure it's different. It takes getting your mind right about it, for sure.
I think after a few times but he's available after September 11th.
He might be. That might be a good.
I was thinking the same thing when you first mentioned that.
Well, Dan told me too. By the way, when I did him a favor and came in, I literally told him. I said, "Look, man, if something happens when I'm out of town and Tom's not there, you got to let me know that you'll do it too." And
right.
He was like, "Yeah, I will, as long as I'm not in court."
Right.
Well, do you want me to give you Ryan?
But you know what he said? He goes, "I'd like to do my show though."
Yeah, no.
And I'm thinking, wait a minute.
Then I'm going to do mine when I'm on yours. Okay.
I did push our show a lot when I was on it.
Sure, why not? You're doing him a big favor.
I was pushing it big time.
Well, I'll send you his email if you want, Mark. But you probably have his cell, don't you?
Yeah. Those, I'll tell you what, though, man. Doing this 4 hours and then doing his 2 hours those made for very long days.
It is a long day. What is the...
when are you leaving this week, Mark? Wednesday?
Dang it, what spot was that? What'd you say, Bo?
Are you leaving Wednesday? This Wednesday?
Am I leaving this? No, I don't think I'm going anywhere this way.
Oh,
no, we are. We're going to Phoenix, but... Geez, I don't know. Let me look. You're making...
Well, that's all right. That's all right.
What do I do?
No, I got
iHeart guest for Wi-Fi or just iHeart?
I think it's guest and then...
It's that one on the wall.
I think so.
All right.
I got to update this spot.
Did you see the email Sue sent you?
On what? Paul the Waterman?
Yes. Okay, perfect. Just making sure.
You can have him host.
Oh, Phoenix. Okay. No, we're out.
Phoenix.
We leave this Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
That didn't work.
We'll be back. Hey, Shannon, what's the password now? I can't hear you. Oh. We'll have to ask him in a minute.
Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino and Major Marc Mager.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. It's Monday morning here in Denver. I hope everybody had a good weekend. The show's simple. You got a problem, we try to solve it. It's pretty straightforward like that. If you've been ripped off, bad contractor, bad chiropractor. In fact, I was talking to my mother-in-law over the weekend about chiropractors. I'm not real big on them. I just had a bad experience. But anything that you need help with, that is what this show's about. In fact, to the tune of over $300 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, directly due to the show. And that's kind of how we do it. I want to tell you really quick, though, who's in studio. John Fuller, attorney at law. John, how are you doing? You enjoying these hot summer days?
Holy moly, it's hot.
Yesterday was crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
You got to get everything done early and then lower the blinds and stay inside. But my wife is in, it could be worse. My wife is in Las Vegas right now with her mom, and she woke up this morning. I was talking to her. It was 92 degrees and it was still dark outside. Yeah. So, I mean, and going to $1.08, $1.10, something like that. I mean, just crazy. I absolutely could not sustain any time there during the summer outside. It's just crazy. You know?
It gets hot in Florida, too.
It's never that hot in Florida.
It's not 110, yeah.
And you know, the humidity is stifling, but good Lord, the 110 stuff, no way. No way, no how.
Yeah, it's interesting. It seems hotter this year than it was last year, but if you think of that winter we had, it was so mild. 303-713-8255. By the way, Deputy Bo to my right. Deputy Bo, how are you doing, sir?
Doing really good.
You got any cool cases you want to tell us about?
I'm still, Mark, I'm still frustrated and working on that Columbine Towers.
Which one is that, Bo?
That was it was 170-unit apartment building.
There's no water?
They have no hot water and no
Didn't they
pressure.
start giving out vouchers?
So when I got involved, I was able to get... What?
They were giving out hotel vouchers.
They gave out hotel vouchers, and then
because of you.
Because of me, and then I was able to get public health involved, and they served not one or two, they served 4 citations to comply.
But they still don't have water.
I called Christina, our caller, this weekend and asked what was going on, and they still do not have
John, can you
water.
imagine that? No, the pressure is so bad, it just trickles out. You put a glass like this, like a coffee cup, and turn it on to get some water. I mean, it could take you 30 seconds. It just drips out, no hot water, and it's been that way for how long, Bo?
I was here when the first call came in.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to see if the tenants could get an attorney to do some kind of a.
I don't think they have any. I don't think the complex has any money, for goodness sake. Most of it's all subsidized, right? All Section 8.
I think that building brings in a lot of money.
You think
it's been there since the 60s. And they did a major remodel. And here's another thing. I've asked management 3 times if I could just go look at the system, no charge, give an evaluation. It's got to be something that can be fixed in a couple of weeks instead of a month and a half.
All right, by the way, this hour brought to you by Frank Duran, the real estate man. If you want the best realtor out there, and I mean that, Frank is not only a great guy, one of the nicest guys, but his negotiation skills are unbelievable. This guy can negotiate like I've never seen. In fact, he still goes back to school to get better at it every single year. Anytime there's a new course on negotiations, he's there. He's really incredible. He sells more homes, and I mean this, in 1 month than most realtors sell in an entire year. That's FrankDuranHomes.com. You can check him out there, FrankDuranHomes.com. Hey, Joanne, what is going on with you, Joanne?
Okay. Me and my husband we have a 2015 Cadillac.
Okay.
And it's an older, it does look nice. We took it into Christian Brothers because the light was on. So they did their routine check on it, $149. And they said we had sensors out and needed a Cadillac converter. They came back and said, that'd be $9,000.
Whoa.
No way.
Whoa. How's that even possible, $9,000?
We said the car isn't even worth that.
Yeah, but I don't understand. I've never heard of a cat in my life. That would be $9,000.
$9,000.
Does it have like 4 or something?
We could not afford it. No, we said we could not afford it.
Yeah.
They came back with another price for $6,300 some dollars.
Wow, you got the $3,000 discount for acting like you were going to walk, huh?
Right.
Then what?
We said, okay, because we need a car because we're seniors.
Sure.
All right, so they went ahead and put it in, they said. And apparently it wasn't supposed to come in until Monday, but they got it there Friday. And they're making their phone call. And they told us that all of a sudden now, they put it all in, but the car wouldn't even run. It ran for 30 seconds and didn't run anymore. Now they're saying we need a timing belt.
Hey, Joanne.
The whole motor is no
Joanne,
good.
when you brought it in, was it... Joanne, hold on a sec. When you brought it in, was it running good? You just had that check engine light on?
Drove it in.
Yeah.
The light was on.
Yeah.
It barely missed. My husband drove it in.
Okay, but it was running a little rough?
Yes.
Okay.
We drove it all the way
I
from
got
Commerce
you.
City.
So you authorized, help me out here, you authorized $6,300 for the cat. They put the cat in. Yes. Then they called you up and said you need a what? A timing belt?
A whole new motor.
Oh, a whole new motor.
$19,000.
So what did you tell them at this point?
Oh, no, we can't do that. What is going on and why? What happened to the motor?
Yeah.
I mean, it just barely had a miss.
Yeah, but what did you do at that point? Where are we at now?
I don't know. That's where we are right now.
So when did they call you up and say $19,000?
I think it was Saturday or Friday.
Oh, my goodness. So let me ask you this. I sure wouldn't put that into the car.
Oh, no, we don't have it.
So what would you like to do? I'll tell you what I would do if I was in your circumstance, but I want you to tell me what you want to do. I would tell them
what to do.
I would tell them I don't want to fix it. I'm not putting $19,000 into it, and I'm not going to pay the $6,000 for your bad diagnosis on this car.
Well, what do we do? I don't think they're going to give us our car unless we do.
Well, I think we can.
I think
we can get your car back. But the problem is, you got to understand this. The car sounds like at this point it probably doesn't run at all. I don't know what you're going to do with the car.
Not. Well, we thought my son offered to take it to his house and he would look into it. And he's not a a mechanic, nor does he have the time.
You can buy that car all over again for way less than.
Oh my God, $19,000.
Probably close to the cost of that cat alone.
Yeah, I mean it's really crazy how it went down, though.
Right.
I thought that they were a good shop. I wonder if they recently sold out.
Well, they're all individually owned.
Oh,
there might be a guy that owns a grip of them, but I mean, they're all pretty much different owners. It's not like a corporate setup.
How could you go in with?
No.
But Bo, I will say this: when we have reached out to corporate in the past for issues, they do get involved and hold their franchisee accountable. So really, we've had pretty good luck with them. Joanne, hold on. Let's take this break. I want to kind of think about it over this break, but I want you to give Axeman the number to Christian Brothers and who you're dealing with over there. Is it the service manager, the store manager, whatever name you have? I'd like to get them on and see what their options are for you right now, because really, with the exception of saying $19,000, I don't know if they gave her any other options, but we're going to find out. 303-713-8255. If you need help, great time to call. 303 Martino.
Hey there, folks. If you're buying or selling equipment, ride the wave. Ride the wave. Purple Wave Auction makes it easy to sell. Easy to buy. Construction, ag, fleet, and government equipment. All no reserve. All online. All online. Cruise on over to purplewave.com and get in the groove today. Purplewave.com.
Fix it 24/7. Their website's fixmyhome.com. You know these guys, $39 for new customers. They'll come out, clean that air conditioner. But listen to this, winter, believe it or not, is going to be coming up. For that same $39, they're going to come out and rip apart that furnace that's been sitting there for a while. And by the way, dirt is the number one killer of a furnace, but they spend an hour and a half, 2 hours doing it. That's for new customers. For anybody else, well, if you already use them, you know how great they are. But for $39, you have a problem with that AC, a problem with the water heater, a problem with the electric box, a problem with anything in your home, even drain cleaning. These guys, $39. They'll come out and give you an estimate. No trip charge, just $39. You're going to love it. Check them out at fixmyhome.com.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test...
I'll show you when I pull up the picture. And are we getting that pizza guy on? You got to see this pizza this guy got delivered. He sent a picture of it. It's like how they would even drop it off like that. It's just
it hit the floorboard or something and get.
Dude, it is like all piled into a corner.
Yeah,
the whole pizza's in a corner. It almost looks intentional.
Well, what happens is you either drop the box. And that's what it looks like.
Yep.
Or you have to hit the brakes really hard, and it comes off the back seats, and it hits the back seat. And
but then to actually bring it to the guy, that's the part that you just scratch your head.
As a former pizza delivery guy in early college days, 40, 50 years ago,
yeah,
I know exactly what that looks like.
It was like,
and
I love when calls like that come in because, okay, how hard would it be to call up Domino's or whoever it is and say, I want another pizza? So there's got to be more to the story.
Well, you're right. Domino's or somebody was advertising, hey, problem with your pizza, we'll replace it, you know? And remember the commercials? Yeah, and they were delivering to a park bench, here's a new one,
Yeah.
They were, because... I don't know if they had so many problems with it or not, but they was their big advertising kick there for a while, you know?
It was avoid the Noid. And I remember when I was, my God, 8th grade, 7th grade, that's back where if they were 30 minutes, more than 30 minutes, your pizza was free.
That's when I worked for them. We were...
Oh, man. So my parents would give me like a 20 or a 10 when they'd go out on Friday night, date night, to order a pizza. And I had it down pretty much. If I ordered it right around 6:30, I'd get the pizza and keep the $10.
Well, you had to
no way they could make it 30 minutes, right?
No, it's like, didn't they stop doing it because they were like getting in car wrecks?
Well, for sure. We collectively were suing the crap out of them for unreasonable, you know.
Would you get penalized for it as a driver?
Yeah.
No, I don't think. Well, we didn't get a
tip.
You know, I think we didn't. I think we got in trouble for that.
That's crazy.
If we weren't making time, we would get dinged for it and stuff. I don't remember like if the pizza came off our.
I want to see young Fuller bringing a pizza to a house.
He's running.
I want to see that. Damn it! You should have. There's no doorbell cams back then. We could have had.
Did you just throw it on the porch and bring the door? Well, no, you want to.
I had like a little Chevy Cavalier at the time.
Cavalier
with a stick shift, you know, like.
I was a paper boy for a little bit. That was
funny.
A horrible job. Horrible job that you got paid almost nothing for.
Right. But there was that one guy that was making like $100,000 on that owned like 94 paper routes or something.
Yeah,
and he was like,
and had all the kids working for him.
Yeah, you know, and he was like your idol.
Industry,
you know?
can you literally have children working for you for $1?
Kids on bikes, you know, out there.
And then
working 3-4 hours at 4 a.m. in the morning
in the dark, you know,
for $12.
Gosh, yeah. No, it was one of those things where like.
All right, 303-713-8255. I'll let you know when there's a line open. We got a lot cooking here. By the way, John Fuller in with me, Deputy Bo. So I think Axeman, did you reach out to Christian Brothers? Did we hear from these guys? His poor lady Joanne and her husband bring a 2015 Cadillac up to one of the Christian Brothers locations. They say it's going to be $9,000. It needs a catalytic converter. $9,000. And by the way, I did a little research. And I don't know exactly. Let me pull her up real quick. Hey, Joanne, what kind of Cadillac is that?
2015 Cadillac SRX.
SRX. So I looked it up and I didn't know what model, but I said, can any model actually cost $9,000 for a cat replacement? Everything came back $700 to $3,000. I mean, I can't even understand where they came up with $9,000. But then after she gets it put in, they call her back up and say, whoops, it also needs an engine. That's going to be $19,000. What did they say, Axeman?
So when I called, I spoke to Drew, and then I only spoke to Drew. They put me on a brief hold, and then both of them said they don't want to comment on it. And so basically told me to, that's it.
That's it? No comment?
No comment.
I mean, but I don't even get it. Bo, here's what I would like. Turn your mic on, yeah. Well, no. Before we reach out to corporate, what I want you to do is with Joanne, do a 3-way call with her and call up so they have no excuse and just figure out what her options are. But Joanne, I want to go back to this. I wouldn't pay him anything and I would have your car towed somewhere else. But hold on, I have one of our experts on that just happened to call in. Jeff Vick, you've heard this whole deal, right?
Well, I just did, yeah.
What do you think? Help me out here. $9,000 for a cat. I have seen some Audis and some other high-end vehicles, if you will, German cars that have like 4 or 8 cats. And if they all went bad, I can reckon it would cost that much. But $9,000, what would you do in this circumstance? And how would they think it's a cat? And all of a sudden, after they put that in, they say they need an engine. How do you possibly diagnose it that bad?
That sounds pretty steep. I mean, I'm looking at the catalytic converters themselves. Looks like they show 3 different parts. One at 1900, one at 1400, and one at 1700. And then the labor is only about 2 hours. So, I mean, I see if they replaced everything, where it could potentially get up to that kind of a high number.
Yep.
But, doing $9,000 worth of work and missing the fact that there's a problem with the engine, and I don't know what exactly they're pointing at. But that's a little bit of an overstep.
I mean, John, can you imagine? How would you react? First of all, okay, they squeeze you for the $6,000. You're like, okay, I need a car. But then the follow-up call, you need an engine? I'd be like, you should have mentioned that in the first place. Start with that.
Well, I mean, there's just simply no way. I mean, it's time to send that car to the crusher and try to back out of the catalytic converter and not pay for that. I mean, clearly it did not need that at that point. I'm not saying it wouldn't have needed one if the motor was running great, but it didn't fix what was wrong with it. So back
Joanne,
out of that, take it to the crusher and be done with it.
Joanne, either what John's saying, you got to just kiss the car goodbye, or bring it over to like Sheridan Auto Tech or someone we know and trust that can actually look at it and figure out what it really needs.
Joanne? I can't send it to the crusher. I still owe a balance on it.
Oh, no.
How much have you paid?
No.
How much have you paid Christian Brothers, Joanne?
Probably nothing.
I paid him nothing.
That's good.
No, I still owe on my car.
How much do you owe on the car, Joanne?
Through the credit union, probably $6,000 something.
Oh, no.
Joanne, I think regardless, though, it's not worth putting that kind of money. Even, hey, Jeff, if it did need an engine, they're quoting $19,000.
Yes. No, I'm not doing that.
For $19,000.
That's what I'm saying.
So what shall I do, though? I mean,
I have a suggestion, Joanne. Since you haven't paid any money, tow it over to Kevin at Sheridan Auto Tech
and see where it's actually at.
I don't think there's anything wrong with your engine because you drove it over there on just an engine light.
I don't want to go there. I don't think Christian Brothers is making up it needs an engine. I bet it does need an engine, but I agree they need to verify it. What really irritates me is a bad diagnosis on it. I mean, that was horrible.
I think they did it to it. I think they did it.
Well, Kevin will be able to tell you that. Here's what I'd like to do. Jeff, hold on one sec. Here's what I'd like to do, Joanne. I'm going to give this to Deputy Bo. Deputy Bo is going to call you up, and you guys are going to call over to Christian Brothers and talk to the store manager or the service manager and figure out where they are. In other words, are they going to be like, okay, we're going to pull the cats out, we're going to put your old ones back in, and you can tow your car out of here at no cost? Are they going to insist on basically getting $6,000 because they screwed up? I don't know. I don't want to put words in their mouth. So why don't you make that call, and then we'll get an update as soon as you're done with it. So hold on. Make sure we have her phone number and everything there, Axeman, but let's do that. I think they're going to be reasonable. I can't imagine why they wouldn't be reasonable in this scenario. Now, Jeff, I know that's not why you called, right? What's going on?
No, it's not why I called. I'm going to fill in a little bit of backstory. I know you've heard some of this, but obviously the audience hasn't. So about 2 years ago, I had a customer who authorized some repairs, which we performed and got it all ready for him. And then he literally abandoned the vehicle here. So after almost a year, we ended up having to take him to small claims court. We got a default judgment when he did not show up. He also failed to fill out the interrogatories for us to find out where we could possibly satisfy this judgment.
Did they hold him in contempt?
Well, they put in a show cause order where he was supposed to show up and see why he shouldn't be arrested. Yeah, he failed to show up for that as well. So I can only assume that he's got a bench warrant out for him.
Or he's dead. Do you know if this guy's dead?
Oh, no, I know for a fact that he's alive.
Okay.
I was able to track down where he does some business. He works in real estate. And so we served last week a writ of continuing garnishment onto his employer. Turns out that it is not actually his employer. They work together, but he's actually paid directly from the title companies themselves, not through whoever's waving this banner.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's over 45 different title companies in Colorado alone. So who would I serve? Is there a governing body over the title companies that would compel them to interrupt those payments and satisfy that judgment?
But wait a second, he's not W-2 with any of these people, right?
No.
I don't think
99 employee.
I don't think that's a possibility. Even if you knew what title companies he's working with, I don't think the court could have those title companies withhold payment. It just doesn't work that way because he's not an employee. John? I mean, do you have any thoughts on that?
I think the writ of garnishment applies to anybody that's holding money on behalf of some other person. So
you think they could?
If you could somehow figure out which title company, he was using for some deal that was going to close, and you could get it in there long enough for the title company to object to it and go through everything before they actually have the money, I think you'd have a pretty compelling argument to make.
I would assume the title company is writing the check out to probably his LLC or something along those lines. Yeah, I think that would throw a monkey wrench.
That's a very good point, and I don't know who Jeff has his judgment against. If it's the guy individually and he's operating as an LLC or a PC or something like that in his real estate endeavors, then the writ of garnishment probably wouldn't apply.
Yeah.
But,
I guess if they wrote it to an individual, it's possible. I still think it would be. Yeah, I guess you're right. If you could get there and the title company not say anything to him.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd get it. I mean, it's an interesting thing but by the same token, if he's taken that check from a title company, any title company, and he is going to a bank, I mean, that bank is going to be probably the target bank for the next deal that he closes.
Yeah.
And that's where I would file my writ of garnishment,
Once again, though, I think it's going to be an LLC.
Say again?
So most likely the bank itself would probably be the most likely source in order to try to chase that down.
It kind of, again, it's going to depend, Jeff, because if he's got accounts only in that, that entity of the LLC or something, you're going to run into the same thing. But that's where the next step would be you'd have to kind of sue an alter ego that he's trying to thwart the judgment by maintaining this, this entity. I mean, it gets super complicated.
How much is the judgment for?
$7,500.
Yeah, right at the top. I'd be curious. Axeman, can we get Frank Ball on? I haven't talked to him forever. He's one of the best collection guys I've ever dealt with, and I think he's going to have a good idea of what direction to go. I mean, for him, it's kind of small potatoes. He's used to $100,000 judgments, but I think he can give us great advice. You want to hang tight, Jeff?
Please.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see if we can't get Frank on. With the LLC, though, I don't think there's anything they're going to do because then it becomes there could be multiple owners of the LLC.
Right.
They're not simply going to garnish an LLC.
If it said Joe Blow, they're not going to take Joe Blow and equate that to Joe Blow LLC.
Yeah. No.
I mean, those are two separate entities. So.
They are. All right, everybody hold tight. Greg, Adrian, Barbara, I promise. We're going to come back to you right after this. We got an update on a case. An issue with Dish. Is that Dish Network? God, do people still have those? Do you know anybody? Any of you know anybody that's still on Dish or DirecTV?
I'm embarrassed. I'm still on Dish.
You are for real? I just can't imagine having those big heavy dishes anymore where you can plug in a little Alexa stick or whatever and stream whatever anywhere. Yeah. Hold tight.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we're still in pretty good shape out here. If you're heading to the airport, Penya's been running a little heavy. Heading, looks like north up past 56 is slow. Not sure if we've got a problem in there. It's not a real big delay, though. 270 still a little busy west coming up through Vasquez. I-70 west from Colorado to Brighton. I-25 south coming into downtown. A little sluggish there, but no big problem spots here in the city. Up out of Longmont on the diagonal, 119 southbound at 82nd. Early morning crash there. Still in the clearing stages, but they are still detouring traffic. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll share the story of how the jukebox changed our culture and our lives forever. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Colorado. Don't spend another summer painting. Do what your neighbors did. They called Rhino Shield.
Looked at what it was costing me to have my house painted and realized that while it costs more initially for Rhino Shield, over the life of the product, it's a lot less.
And Rhino Shield's not paint. It's better. And it's A1 fire rated.
We chose Rhino Shield because of the durability of the product. Paints are mostly water. Less water gives you a more resilient product.
The warranty, 25 years, is something I just don't think you can beat.
We're very excited that we don't ever have to paint again.
Colorado, good news. Now you can get Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
Really would like to say thank you to their entire staff. Everybody all did exactly what they said they were going to do, exactly the way I wanted it done.
To get the limited time offer of 10% off the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield, call 720-463-4333 or rhinoshieldco.com.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Vestera, let me tell you what Barry Miller does. If you want to invest in property and you have no idea what you're doing, he holds your hand and walks you through it. He's going to find the right house in the right area in the country, an up-and-coming area, and generally it could even be a new house from a builder. He's going to find the right property manager. He's even going to help you with the loan if you need that. It doesn't matter. He is going to walk you through buying a house, renting out the house, and then in 2 or 3 years when it appreciates, selling the house, making some money, and then a lot of people buy multiple homes. You got to check it out. Go to VesteraTurnkey.com. Go check it out right now. VesteraTurnkey.com.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
If you run a business, you've probably heard plenty of AI promises. But here's one thing we know for sure. When consumers hear an ad for your business, 90% want to know it's a real person talking. And that's what you'll get when you advertise with iHeart. We are guaranteed human. That means real voices, real connection, and trusted audio that helps businesses drive results. Learn how easy it is to tell your story through our voices. Call 844-844-iHeart today. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes. Covered by most insurances. Call 720-927-3227 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. Call 720-927-3227 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away.
John was talking to you.
I can't hear Shannon either.
We can't hear you, baby. There ain't no Shannon.
I'm trying to talk, and I didn't mean to feed the commercials.
There he goes.
Yeah, sure. Don't do it again.
He was gone, John, for what was that?
I think that was the other person.
Where were you? I already forget. Was that CU or was that Broncos? That was Broncos. Baseball. Where the fuck were you for 2 weeks?
After Dragon tore his labia, I had to cover KOA for like 3 weeks.
Oh. So
it was across the hall.
Were you were right over there. Uh-huh. Oh, that's wild. Okay.
I didn't know that he tore that. That's
very sensitive.
The doctors are scratching their head.
Who tore his labia?
Yeah, don't scratch anything at that point.
The fact that a person with the name Dragon has a labia is kind of frightening.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't talk about it too much because loose lips sink ships.
Sink dragons.
So I have heard, you know.
Loose lips. He screwed himself up bad, dude. Dragon was out like 6 weeks or something.
Yeah, he needs to
What did he do?
He did it working out.
He like stood up. If you listen to him, I'm pretty sure he stood up.
Was it the ACL or what was it? That
meniscus.
The meniscus blew out.
It was bad, dude.
Folded it over.
Did they put in a cadaver meniscus or?
Almost about 30 seconds ago, I stopped caring, so I'm not really.
Okay.
And this is a conversation I've had with Michael Brown on the air. People keep talking about Dragon. I don't care. I don't care. Love him, but don't care.
And then about 2 or 3 months ago, Ross. All right, 303-713-8255. We have our collection attorney on, Frank Ball. Hey, Frank, long time no talk. How are you been doing, by the way, Frank?
Showing up, putting my 12 hours in every day.
I bet you are. Hey, we've got a call, and I'm just curious what you would do. So the guy's name is Jeff. He's actually a friend of the show. He's a sponsor, and he had a customer in his transmission shop basically leave a car forever. So Jeff fixed it. The guy just kind of abandoned it. He went to court. He got a judgment for $7,500 in small claims court, and he served interrogatories. The guy never filled out the interrogatories, so he was basically, let me ask Jeff real quick. Hey, Jeff, did they ever hold him in contempt or not for not filling out the interrogatories?
Well, to the better part of my knowledge, they had a court date for him to show cause, which I can only assume he did not show up to that either.
Yeah, so the guy the guy's just ghosting the court system, ghosting Jeff. The guy is still alive. He has something to do with realtors or closing or bank loans, so he deals with title companies all the time. And he tried to, the caller, Jeff, was basically going to go to his employer and try to get everything garnished. The problem is the guy gets paid directly from these title companies. So here's the questions for you. One, if it is in an LLC, if these title companies are paying him in an LLC, I assume that's never going to happen. But if they are writing him a check to his name when he deals with the title company, is it possible to have them keep that money and pay the caller or pay Jeff directly? And then the other question is on the bank account side, really the same question. If he can figure out where the bank account is, if it's in a personal name, I assume that would be no problem. But if it's in an LLC, how does that work?
Okay, well, you said a mouthful. Let me try to break these down one at a time. In terms, first of all, of the bank, if you're going to do a bank levy, you can do a bank levy if you find out where the guy has a bank, where the defendant has a bank, and you can do a bank levy against him personally. In terms of the LLC, excuse me, unless you're going to get a judgment against the LLC, which is unlikely because he probably came to get the transmission work done as a person, not as an LLC, then you're stuck. You can't do a levy on an LLC unless you have a judgment against the LLC. In terms of analogously, it's the same way with the wage garnishment. If he gets paid out of an LLC, they're not going to take any money because you don't have any judgment against the LLC. But if he gets paid personally, if the title company writes a check to John Doe for the work he's done, you could do a wage garnishment. And for the next 6 months when he gets paid, 20% of what was paid to him personally can go to you. Can go to Jeff.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I can't. You made me think of a title company really quick because I deal with them quite a bit for different reasons. But, God, they are... I can't imagine they're writing a check to an individual. I would assume they are writing it to an LLC. Would that be your gut on that, Frank?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I in terms of this guy, you could, if you have any inkling on what an LLC is, which it is, you can go to the Secretary of State. The only other way, you have to get a judgment against the LLC. Let's get back a little bit to the contempt part. If the interrogatories were served personally, then you can do a contempt citation and you can say, I want to prove that he knew of the order to answer the interrogatories, had the ability to comply, failed to comply, and they will issue a specific time, even though it doesn't matter if it's in small claims or not, you still follow the county court rules. So a contempt citation can issue for him to show up at a certain time. If he does not show up at that certain time, then the court will issue a warrant for his arrest, and then you can go to the sheriff's department and see if they will arrest him. Certain counties will, certain counties won't. Denver will not. Even if there's a warrant, typically Denver won't even pick people up. At least that was the last time I talked to the marshal a couple of years ago. They won't even do it.
So if he did that, and let's say it's Douglas County or wherever, it's not Denver, do they hold him then until he pays his $7,500? How does that look?
Until they fill it out.
No, what Jeff just said, he has to purge himself of the contempt by answering the interrogatories.
Got it.
If they're non-pattern if they're pattern interrogatories that is on the website, that also you have to provide 4 years of tax returns. You have to provide 3 months worth of bank statements. They're pretty substantial, and that gives him a pretty good idea of what the status is. The other idea, if you can figure out what the LLC is, you can garnish the LLC as the employer of him.
Oh, that's interesting.
That would be the best way to go. If you can figure out what the LLC is, you're going to do a wage garnishment against towards the LLC to hold this person's money and get 20% of every time he gets paid. Oftentimes, it starts getting complex. The defendant won't comply with the order of the court. You have to do what's called a traverse. You have to jump through a lot of hoops, and in order for the court to order the employer, which is him, which is the LLC, to comply with the order of the court.
Hey, Frank, if the guy had a house, is there any way he could, well, I don't think he could lien it, put a mechanic's lien on it because he didn't do any work to it, but is there any way that he can attach the judgment to the house?
Of course. Yeah, if the house is in his name, you just look in the county records to see if he owns a home, and then you can put a lien on the home. You have to get a transcript of judgment, then you have to go to the clerk and recorder and record it, and then you have a lien against the house. No, that's a great way to go.
But the house I happen to know is actually in his wife's name, but that wouldn't apply there, I don't think. So.
No, it's not going to apply if it's in her name because she owns the house. He doesn't.
That sucks.
So, right. You really have to go the contempt route, or if you can figure out the LLC. I don't know if you can search on the Secretary of State under name. And
it's probably in his wife's name. The more I'm thinking of this guy, right. I mean, this guy sounds like a dirtbag. I mean, I can't believe he's hiding over this, and he authorized the work to be done on the car.
Right? Did you, Jeff? Did you keep the car? Did you sell the car at auction? What did you do with the car?
Yeah, that's where this guy turns into more of a peach, because I actually had to interfere when the bank tried to repossess the vehicle because he defaulted on that loan.
Oh my God!
Oh wow! So. Do you still have the vehicle? I don't know the priority.
No, I've since removed it. I've since removed it. There's already a primary on it, so I can't even get title and try to recover it by selling it.
Yeah, so he's got nothing. He's just out the work he did. And, he's a transmission shop. We're not talking an oil change here.
Jeff, did you have to pay to remove the car?
No, I did not.
See, that's it, Frank. I mean, really, this is what you deal with every day. It's one thing to get a judgment when in court, but boy, it's a whole different thing to get paid, isn't it?
Well, that's why judgments are easy to get, and then when the plaintiff says, "Where's my money?" they say, "Call Frank Ball." It's like, okay,
right,
it works. But Jeff, you should call me because I may need a transmission guy for my 1996.
Look at this
Chevy Suburban with a 454 in it. Maybe we can take lemons and turn it into lemonade if you can't get this guy going.
Jeff, listen to that, man. This guy's one of the best out there. That sounds like a good deal.
There you go. Yeah, maybe for $7,500 we can get that done.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
So,
well, yeah, give me a call. I can answer some questions for you personally. We can go from there.
I love it. Frank, I really appreciate it, and I'm glad you're doing good, and I hope all is well, and I appreciate you coming on for real, man. I'd give out your info, but I know you prefer not to, so.
Frank's busy.
Yeah, he's a busy man.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. I mean, I work 12-hour days. I'm over 70, so, I don't want to work 13-hour days. I just don't. But, if somebody calls me up and is a friend of the show, I've always bent over backwards for that. Or
I appreciate it.
Some finance company calls me and says they have $1,000, $5,000 cases, and those are kind of hard to turn down.
Oh, I bet it is. So if we get one of those, I'll definitely back channel them towards you. I appreciate it. Jeff Vick, by the way, I'm going to have Axe give you Frank's info, so hopefully that works out. And keep us informed. I'd like to know what ultimately happens if he ever gets that $7,500. I'd love that. Adrian has an update. So everybody hold tight. Barbara has a question on closing a house. And then Greg, once again, has an issue with Dish Network. We're going to move through these calls quick. We're going to have one line open in a second. 303 Martino. By the way, remember, John Fuller being in personal injury. Any questions on auto accidents, insurance, man, it's all in his wheelhouse. Hold tight. Well, I'm back to this broke. I thought it was good.
Well, no one's been in here fucking with it.
I know. It's just broke.
You need
it's the threads on here. The whole arm just needs to be replaced.
They even had an engineer guy come in here.
I'm going to sneak into KOA later.
And steal theirs.
And just steal their nice stuff that works.
Yeah, they got nice stuff over there. I think we need a little Loctite on 271 Loctite on that.
Well, I think what happens...
You know what Loctite is, Mark?
Yeah, of course.
Let's put that on there.
I think the deal, though, is the threads themselves are just worn.
Is it the top threads or those bottom
I think it's the threads on this.
Top, because it spins around all the time?
Yeah, because we've replaced this part a lot. Okay, Excel Roofing. I love Jay and Henry. And if you need a roofer, you just got to go with them. There's so many reasons why, but I'll tell you one of the best parts. They're contractors, of course, roofers, and you don't pay a cent until you're content. That's their motto, and they mean it. Most roofers want 50% up front or whatever they want just to get going. These guys, you don't pay a cent until you're content. They're also here in Colorado. They're not like door knockers that just move around the country wherever the storm is. So if you ever have any issues, if you just need repairs or maybe warranty work or gutter cleaning or anything to do with your roof, they're right here. They're open 365 days a year. They're always here. They're great people. Check them out. excelroofing.com. excelroofing.com. I wonder what lake this was. What lake?
What happened on the lake?
Steve Moss, the brewery guy, he just sent me a pictures of these fish he caught. They're massive. What kind of fish do you think that is? I mean, are they trout?
Yeah, lake trout.
Lake trout?
Yeah. Lakers.
Are they good eatings?
Yeah, they're good. I love trout.
See them?
These aren't the same as rainbow trout.
He said, I wonder if that's like, there's mountains in the back. I have no idea what lake that is.
It's a deep lake, whatever it is.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's water in the lake.
Oh, man, we were up in Granby. Granby is, dude, there's an island. There is an island. In fact, I got a picture of it. Yeah, look at this. This is from Saturday or Friday. Oh, my God, I couldn't believe it. Let's see here. I think I sent it to Mike. Here it is. Yeah, look at this. Look at that.
Oh, my God. God, I haven't been up there. That is really dry.
It's crazy.
They got little people going up on the island.
It's crazy.
Sandbar with it. Wow.
It's so low everywhere.
Grand Lake or Lake Granby?
Well, look where they moved all the boats. The boats used to be right around here. Look at this, John. This is crazy. That was Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, look where they put the boats. The boats used to be right up where I was taking that picture.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough next year.
Now, Grand Lake
moved their docks.
Grand Lake didn't look that bad. It was low, but I couldn't believe Granby was that low.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where the main water supply for Denver comes from, Grand Lake.
I didn't know that it does.
I believe so. I don't think it's Lake Grand. I think it's Grand Lake.
The park was nice, but we didn't see a lot of animals. You can still see the burnout from that fire a few years ago.
When did you go up there?
Friday. We did the whole loop.
Oh, you did the drive? Just Adrian. Okay.
Either of you following that case with the mother?
Jeez, my sister, she's watched that trial insatiably.
Oh, it's
going on for weeks.
All the newscasts, everybody's talking about it.
There are tons of people outside supporting her. Like women protesting for her.
All right, 303-713-8255. We do have one line open. Let's see here. Who was first? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Hey, Greg, what is going on with Dish Network? Barbara, hold tight. I promise you'll be up. Greg, what is going on?
It's not working. We've had 3 technicians out here. They keep trying to get the Joey to hook up with the hopper. In the bedroom, you can turn the bedroom TV on in the evening. It'll stay on a program for 2 minutes and shut down. And it says, lost connection.
Have they replaced the hopper?
They've never replaced the hopper. No.
They haven't replaced
They've been out 3 times jacking with it.
I wonder why they wouldn't just replace it. Are they thinking the problem is the main unit?
They don't know what the problem is.
Well, okay, I hate to say, I know it's a pain in the butt to switch to something else, but I mean, if you call them up, they come out, they can't fix it, and they can't fix it. I mean, eventually, what are you going to do?
Well, we want to just cancel it, but then they say, well, you have to mail everything back to us.
Okay. Well, that's normal.
That's not bad.
I mean, it's their equipment. What's the big deal with that? They generally will send you boxes. You simply put them in there. The postage is paid for, and you bring them up to the UPS store or wherever, and they send them off. I don't think that's that big of a deal. Or are they saying they want the dish on the roof? I doubt it. They just want the hoppers and they want the main.
Yeah, because I'm 77 years old, and I'm not going to get on the roof. But the idea that they can't seem to get it to work.
That's crazy. How many times have they been out? Hold on. I got an idea. Hold on. Just hold on there, Greg. Everybody hold tight. We got 3 hours to go. Barbara, Adrian, hold on. 303-713-8255. One line open. During the break, Axeman, get whatever phone number he's calling for Dish Network, please. Hey, Adrian, I'll be with you right after the break. Hold in there for me, okay? You got it. Hold on.
Adrian's the case I was working on, Mark, with the title.
Hey, Barbara, I promise right after the break I'll get you up after this dish one, okay? You're very welcome.
That's good of you to do that, Mark.
What's that?
Let him know we're going to get right to him.
Yeah. I don't know if we have an angel with Dish Network or not. It looks like we just threw 50% on Canada on their liquor.
That's so stupid.
Look at this. I did a Fix-It commercial, 10 minutes ago? And my phone sends me this. Look at that. Isn't that just remarkable?
Yeah.
Talk about retargeting.
We heard something the other morning on Alexa. We were watching TV in bed or something, and I don't know what my wife said, but it was some really unique word. And it was like, oh, you want blah, blah, blah? I mean, we're laying in fucking bed, not talking to Alexa at all.
And it just picked up.
And it picked it up, and the TV was on, but it just, and she wasn't, like, it was over here, and she was right here. I mean, and it still picked it up. You're just like,
it listens 24/7.
Yeah.
Well, that one, the one guy that killed his wife, I think it was Google, whatever their Alexa is, they went into the records and literally pulled up audio of him, like, asking how to bury a body or something stupid.
That's just freaking crazy.
Yeah, who would... Hey, Alexa, how do I get rid of a dead body?
Right. Is bleach really the best thing to use for...
How do I get blood stains out of my trunk, Alexa?
Out of my carpet,
God.
But you know what? There are 1 million prosecutions around the country where people have looked up just that kind of crap, and then they go in and get the history of it, and it's right there in their browser, And hundreds and hundreds of people are in prison, having gone down for exactly that level of stupidity.
It's that lake is Flathead in Montana. You ever been there?
No, but I've heard of it.
I think I have been there, actually. On the water, not fishing, though. You want some water or something?
I'm good. I brought everything with me. So I bought a new camera.
A camera?
Mm-hmm. And so I'm trying to, this thing is amazing. It will do, if you have it on the fastest setting, it literally can do 40 photos a second.
Wow.
So if you're catching like a bird flying or something, I mean, it's no joke.
You see this?
Yeah, no doubt. But then you end up with like I was just screwing around with it on the back porch yesterday. Took pictures of a little bird and my dog and stuff, Then I ended up with 178 pictures, And you're like...
And it's all the same thing.
Really, it is. I mean, there's maybe 3 different subjects out of 178 pictures. So these are raw photos, so they're huge. They're unedited and stuff. I mean, they're massive. So you figure, the average 45 megapixel picture is 10, 12, 15 megabytes.
Yeah,
I mean, they're huge,
Yeah,
you know? So
They're basically
176
raw.
of them, a damn metric shit ton of files, you know? So I'm trying to figure out on a Mac, like, how do I go through and mass preview and delete these things before I run them through my editing software and all that stuff. Like, so
Was that with a new cell phone, John?
no, it's just old-fashioned camera.
Oh, old-fashioned.
Not that old-fashioned. Old-fashioned, brand new, stupid expensive.
So my Dwarf Labs
Good. I brought some actually.
telescope. It's a mini telescope about this big, and one of the coolest things with it is you find a squirrel or something, and it'll follow it. It's really crazy, and it does the same thing. It can just blast you with a ton. But I think it's only 8 or 12 megapixels. But really, what it's made for is look at the stars.
Right. Look at these. They're big. I mean, and you're not a Mac guy, so it doesn't mean anything to.
I have no idea. Yeah,
I can sit here and bitch and moan all day, but you're like, yeah, no, not a problem. Nothing I'm familiar with here. They're like 50 megs a piece. I mean, they're huge.
That's
you know,
crazy.
the level of detail is phenomenal. I mean, you can split hairs on this little dog's face.
What kind of zoom does it have?
I have a few different lenses.
Wow.
You know, but I mean,
What brand?
What are they called? An ASR? What are those called? Oh wow, look at that. Is that your mutt?
Yeah.
Let's see, John.
That's a great photo.
What brand camera is it?
It's a Canon.
Oh,
I didn't know you were into photography.
So I can keep going down to where it's like,
wow.
you know,
Put down the hair follicles.
right.
The tick
look
on the
here and
dog's
say,
ass.
This photo is flawed because there's one hair in front of its eye. You know, I mean, it's just stupid how detailed you can get on.
Oh wow.
You know. But that's 45 megapixels. That's why, you know, it's
crazy.
It's 100 times more detailed than your JPEG you get on your phone, you know. So we behind our house in you know where we have all these massive, you know, sandhill cranes and crocodiles and alligators and birds galore and cool stuff. Yeah.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help. Come and make
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino and Major Marc Mager.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. You've been ripped off or need some help. It's very simple. You call up 303-MARTINO. We love helping people. We do everything we can. In fact, we got a great update coming up in a minute from Deputy Bo. I assume it's a good update. I don't even let people tell me the updates until we talk about it on air. If you listen on YouTube, you'll hear Tom and I do that all the time. Don't tell us, wait till we're on air. So hopefully that's a good one. It has something to do with the title. Right at this second, we are trying to help out. This poor guy calls in. Listen to this, Dish Network. Greg's got a problem with them. Basically, they can't get the hopper to work in their bedroom. And for people who have no idea what I'm talking about, how Dish Network generally works, their equipment, you have one main unit that might be, for example, in the family room or the office, wherever you want it. It's the main unit. It's big. Then they have these little satellite units that plug into other TVs that connect to that main unit. So his bedroom one is driving him crazy. He'll turn it on. They'll start watching something. 2 minutes later, it basically just stops working. They've been out multiple times. Greg, I'm not positive. I think we have an angel there. Axe, if you would reach out to Suzanne and see if we have an angel at Dish Network, and we'll call them up or email them or whatever we need to do, because Greg's 78 years old. If they can get it fixed, are you good? You still want to keep it?
Well, yeah, if they can fix it, because we went from from DirecTV, which was charging us $200 a month.
Yeah.
To Dish Network, just say, oh, we can give you all this for $100 a month.
But it doesn't work.
Well,
right.
It doesn't work, and it's been in the house for over a week.
Wow.
I don't know why they just...
wait, I'm sorry. This is a new install.
Yeah, they just installed it.
Oh.
When's the last time they were out trying to fix it?
Let's say Saturday.
And they think they fix it, then they leave, and then it does it again?
Yep.
That's crazy. Do they have another day they're coming back out?
No, my wife got a little upset with them this morning. She says, I just want it done. We're tired of messing with you guys because you can't fix it. So we just like to just do away with it. And they say, well, we'll have to charge you $400 for cancellation. And I'm thinking, we haven't even been able to watch TV for a week.
Yeah, that's crazy. They got to be able to fix it. I'm going to see if we have an angel, and our angel is still there. But we're going to try to help you on the back. I'm trying to think. Bo, you want this one? Do you got anything? Is your plate full, or are you good to follow up?
I'm happy to work with Greg, especially if we can get Suze to provide the angel.
Yeah, if we have an angel, that would be great.
It's a simple fix. They just need to replace that module. Maybe they didn't have it on their van,
or maybe it's the main unit. But I mean, my God, it's a brand new install. This can't be that hard.
I think this is easy. We can get this guy taken care of.
Yeah, hold on, Greg. I mean, you guys need TV of some sort. So if this is saving you $100 a month and they can get it working, I understand the frustration, but that might be your best way to go right now. 303-713-8255. Give that over to Bo. Hey, Adrian, Barbara, you'll be up right after this. One line open, 303 Martino. Hey, Adrian, so what is this title update? Deputy Bo, kind of tell me what's going on here. What was the original call?
So Adrian called, I believe it was like 3 weeks ago. I think you were the host. He bought a car from the Nissan Volkswagen dealership of Greeley.
Oh, listen to this, John.
And they called, the Nissan dealership called Adrian about, I think, a week after the purchase and demanded the car back. And the reason being is that the dealership didn't have the title. And I guess that when the people traded the car in, they didn't get proper signatures on the title. So Adrian actually wanted to keep the car. And then when we made a bunch of calls over there, a lot of our listeners got involved and called because they were ghosting Adrian. And then they changed their story a little bit and said, well, we have the title, but we can't get the signature on the second party.
So there was two people on the title and they could only get one signature.
Right, but I think we got a favorable update.
So Adrian, what happened? And you wanted to keep the car, or did you want out of the deal? I don't remember what your wishes were.
Tom, I actually wanted to keep the vehicle.
Okay.
I hunted a long time for this vehicle, and I found it under mileage for the year and everything, and it was in great shape. And like you said previously, the deal all went good. Everything was great until it wasn't.
Yeah.
They did get the title done. At this time, I know that the title's been overturned over to the state for transferring. All of the promises that were made at the point of sale have been completed as of Friday.
Excellent.
That's great.
And I feel very satisfied, and I want to thank you and everybody at the radio station. But mainly, I want to thank all the people who called into the car lot that day.
Yeah, you
put a little pressure on them.
Mark,
they packed a lot of power.
Right.
We really appreciate that too, Adrian, and I'm glad it worked out. And Deputy Bo, great follow-up, great work, man. There was a lot of legwork, I know.
It was the help of our YouTubies and listeners that we blew up their phones.
Yeah.
And then they called Adrian and said, hey, we're getting too many calls here. What can we do to work this out? So it was really, I attribute this to the listeners calling that dealership and getting things rolling for Adrian so he could get the title straightened out on his vehicle.
Yep, that's why we do. Hey, Adrian, thank you again for the follow-up. A lot of times we help people out. We never get that follow-up. I appreciate that. 303-713-8255. But really, think about it. Media with a purpose. Literally, that's what we do. It's kind of a last resort that we give a business phone number out. But, my God, they signed the deal. If he wanted out, let's turn it around. If he wanted out of the car deal a week later, do you think a dealer would have let him out, John?
Nope.
I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Not. Yeah, absolutely not.
We had two very similar, that one and another one with the title issue, where the dealership couldn't produce the title in about a 2-week period. It's kind of a strange deal. Anyhow, everybody, now I can go to Barbara right now. Hey, Barbara, what's going on with you?
Okay, I have some questions. I'm going to be closing on my house in about 3 or 4 weeks. What I want to know is, do I need to have a lawyer or my CPA with me, or is my realtor enough?
Well, you're selling the house.
I'm selling it.
Yeah, you're going to have a title company. You're going to go to a title company, right? And you're going to get, I mean, you're the negotiations, everything else is done. You're just waiting to get the money transferred, right?
Correct.
Well, the title company will make sure that happens. I mean, John, chime in here. I don't know why her being the seller, she would need an attorney.
Barbara, what are you mostly concerned about?
I don't want to be gypped out of my money.
Okay. Are you using a realtor for this transaction, or is it a buy owner?
No, it's a realtor.
Okay. I can't say it never happens, but it would be exceedingly rare for you to be gypped out of your money, and I would suspect the transaction will go down exactly like your contract. If you're using a realtor that has errors and omissions insurance, and you're using a title company that's adequately insured, I mean, there are multiple layers of protection in there that are going to keep you from being gypped out of your money. I think you're probably going to be okay. The only exception to that would be that sometimes it's in your best interest to have an attorney to look over the paperwork right before you sign, just to make sure it's being, that all the numbers are right and stuff like that. But that's really mostly important when you're going to have a big tax liability that follows a sale, or you're wanting to make sure that something is being done to preserve a right, like a 1031 exchange or something like that. But just for a straight sale, I don't know that there's really a compelling argument to be made for having a CPA ever to a real estate transaction, and probably to have an attorney actually attend is going a little bit overboard as well.
All right, one more question then. At this, do I ask for a check or wire transfer?
No, the title company is most likely going to wire it. They're not going to do anything on a check. What happens is the buyer actually puts the money, or the bank, in with the title company. Then the title company, when the documents are basically getting signed, literally transfer it to your bank account wherever you want it.
They may do either way. It depends on the title company. They may give you that option, but the safest way is by far for you to have the money wired. It'll be instantly in your account. There's no risk of a check being lost or destroyed or anything else that could happen with a physical check. Just let them do the wire, and the money will be there, and you'll be over and done with.
Are you buying another house? Are you downsizing? What's your plans?
I'm going to buy another house. Yeah, this one's up in the mountains, and I'm getting old, and I need to move down lower.
Oh, okay. Where was it? Where is the house?
It's up by Netherland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's on 5 acres, and my husband passed away 3 years ago, and it's just too much for me. I'm 86.
Oh,
it's
wow.
hard for me to keep up.
Well, man, that's great. I send you great wishes. Go ahead.
I want to give a little thank you. McKinsey Law, I needed to update my will.
Oh, yeah.
But McKinsey Law was not someplace that I wanted to drive to.
Yeah.
So I called them and asked them for a lawyer in, like, the Broomfield area.
Sure.
And they gave me a Clark Daniel Dre. I had him update my will. He is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that's we're really glad to hear that. And if for whatever reason, if you do want to have a real estate attorney look at it, we have Brad O'Brien. He's great. He would just charge you whatever it takes to look at the deal. But I kind of agree with John. This is pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Deal. If you were the buyer, I would probably say yes, you should call Brad. But in this situation, I'm just not. It's going to be fine. And Barbara, have a wonderful move. Hopefully everything goes great and you love your new house.
Some other quick thing.
Sure.
The person buying it has a real estate license. Is that going to cause me a problem?
No, listen, their money spends just as well as anybody else's. So the only concern there is that they may possess a level of sophistication that, would allow them to take advantage of you. But it would only really be a case if you were by owner and not represented by a realtor yourself. No. That not being the case, I think you're still going to be okay.
Where'd you find the realtor? Do you know him? Have you known him or her?
Well, two things. She was recommended by a real estate lawyer that my granddaughter had used in Parker.
Okay.
And then when I found out who this realtor was, she has sold like 3 or 4 other houses on the road that I live on.
Oh, good.
And the people liked her very much.
I was just hoping you weren't going to say I found the realtor on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist.
No.
Yeah, so, no, you sound like you're in good shape. But if you did want to have someone look at it, Brad O'Brien, for sure, he would just charge you whatever it takes, hourly. But, okay. Barbara, thank you for the call. Hope we helped you out.
Thank you for the help. Yes, you did. Thank you.
What a nice lady, 86, 87, still living up in the mountains. I love how she's like, yeah, now it's time to move down. I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty impressive. That is impressive. All right, 303-713-8255. We got lines open. Right now is a great time to get in. You got in. Don't forget, we got John Fuller in. And anything, we're going to be talking about personal injury and car accidents. But if you have any questions along those lines or insurance, anything personal injury, 303-713-8255.
Okay. I'm going to go work on Christian Brothers.
Socialism, the gift that keeps on taking. There's always an interesting book in here.
Great Western Buildings. You know why I love them? Well, I know the owner, and I bought a building from him 7 years ago, and it's beautiful. It still looks like the day I bought it. In fact, just the finish, the paint and finish warranty is 40 years. The lifetime structural warranty is peace of mind. The thing's never going to go down. But it's just a great way to add space. They can do a barn dominium if you want a steel building you live in. They can do a carport. They could do a practice facility for an NFL team. Anything you can imagine that is a building and made of steel, they can do. And they're right here in Colorado. That's why I really love them. That's why I chose them. They're in Grand Junction. They employ almost 200 people, but everything's here. They own the factory. They own the business. People that live here, work here, you're going to love it. They ship all over the country, but we're lucky to have them. GreatWesternBuildings.com. That's the name. That's the website. GreatWesternBuildings.com. Now let's talk about John Clay CMG. You know what I love about John? I'm going to tell you straight up. You're going to get the lowest rates out there for a home loan, and you're going to get low fees. Why? Because he works for CMG Financial. They loan out over $2 billion every single month. One of the top 3 lenders, retail lenders in the entire country. That's why you have low rates, low fees. They do reverse mortgages. They do 30-year lines of credit. I don't know anybody else that does that on a primary residence or even a different property these guys do. Here's the other thing. On that 30-year line of credit, imagine this. You're a small business. You can pay that up, pay it down. Anything in that checking account offsets what you pay in interest, and it's good for 30 years. You always have access to the equity in your house when you need it. You're going to love it. You got to call John, but go to partnerinlending.com. That's his direct information right there. Partnerinlending.com. Did you see that pizza one, Axeman? Can you get that pizza guy on?
Efforting. That Big Allen and Heath mixer with the motor
pizza guy.
It's actually cool in the studio. Yeah. It's normally freaking hot in here.
I think it's fun good in here.
It's fun, yeah.
I love
it. It's cooler in here than it is out there.
Yeah.
So it's not typically the case. It's kind of
I have to think about get Google to retrain me on the same thing over and over. How the hell do I monitor the outputs with the headphone out, but there's got to be a way.
Gypped out of my
Press a sign, press thing, press are you
Gypsies.
Okay.
Gypsies, right?
That's funny.
But
I don't need an are you sure on that.
Chewed out of my money or something.
Yeah.
Stop the presses.
That's a good point, actually. In fact, my mother-in-law and my aunt over the weekend, one of them was, not right now. One of them was talking about actual gypsies they're dealing with.
They're a real thing.
Not in a bad, they weren't even using it in a bad way, but she made the comment, they're real gypsies.
They really are.
They are real gypsies, and that made me kind of think like, well, that's kind of strange. So they're real gypsies. Where are they from anyhow? Where are gypsies from?
Originally Romania.
Yeah, okay.
Romani gypsies.
Then they're basically just nomads, right? I mean, they just wander.
They don't, I mean, so let's put it this way.
Where did the bad come from? How come they're associated with total
100 years of bad for gypsies? Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Let's put it this way: there is a detective that works at the Denver Police Department whose entire career is chasing down gypsy crimes. Not kidding. His only job is chasing down every scam orchestrated by real live gypsies. Okay. They do elderly scams. They do deals where they go into old people's homes as a home health nurse and stuff. And
is there any straight gypsies?
No. And then the next thing you know, they're marrying the guy, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so I had a gal one time back when I did criminal cases who got charged with elder abuse and fraud and all this crap, trying to steal this guy's money as his wife. And he was like 180 and she was like 60, you know, or 55 or something, you know? It was just stupid, not right. And so then I went and saw this lady in jail, and I'm like, all right, you know, we can do this, and but I have this thing called a retainer. I'm gonna need some damn money, you know.
What happened with them?
I got a call from this dude in Miami who introduced himself. He was an attorney down there, I believe. Maybe he wasn't, but he introduced himself as like the consigliere of the gypsies. You know, and the whole thing was like, you know, hey, the money's good, it's going to get wired in, we're all good and everything, we just need you to go and appear in court and do this and that. And it's like, I don't do shit without getting paid. No.
So it never happened, or did?
Never got a dime. And
they were even trying to scam you.
Yeah. You know, well, we got, you know, so many cases we can send you and stuff's like, hey, absolutely going to need money on like my old boss used to say, money on the wood makes going to court good, okay? But it was an education for me in what the heck these guys are all about. And I mean, it's crazy.
All right, 303-713-8255. We got lines open. Any questions you have, you got a bad contractor in your life or a landscaper this time of year, we seem to get some of those. We'd love to hear from you. I got a couple deputies sitting by. Ready to go. In fact, Deputy Bo right now is actually talking to, I believe, Christian Brothers. And if you didn't hear that call when we started the show, we should have an update on it. But basically, the lady agreed to some work at Christian Brothers to the tune of $6,300. And when the CAT converters did not fix the problem, they called up and said, well, actually, you need an engine. And that's going to be $19,000. So we're trying to figure out how to help her and what their intentions are. Are they going to force her to keep the cats and pay for something that didn't fix the car? I highly doubt it, but I don't know what they're thinking about. John Fuller joins me, 303-713-8255. You know, we were talking about something kind of interesting during the break, the origin of words. And think about this. You said the woman who we were just talking to said she didn't want to get gypped. And, of course, the origin of that is gypsies.
Right.
And I asked you a question because I didn't know. I just have always... I didn't even know they were from Romania. I didn't know where the origin of gypsies came from.
Yeah, many hundreds of years ago, they were ostracized from that part of the world. And so they are quite nomadic now because they don't really kind of have a home, as I understand it. I'm no expert on this at all, but that's where way back when.
But it's kind of amazing that this entire group of people from one area in the world are pretty much known as con artists. I mean, like really, it's kind of crazy.
For good reason in many situations.
Yeah, and I really asked the question: are there any good gypsies? I mean, like, and I don't know the answer. I would assume there could be. I mean, I just don't know. But you never hear. God, you just never hear of anything good. It's really wild. But like you said, gypped. Think about this, folks. We use the word gypped because of gypsies, which are pointing to a group of people. But if you use the word Jew,
like Jewed you down on a price or something,
exactly.
It used to be commonplace, and nowadays it's like, stop the presses.
Yeah, it's looked at completely differently, though.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty wild. When you were back in criminal law, you said you dealt with somebody that was in trouble that was a gypsy.
Right.
And they didn't even pay you.
That's correct. And I did not represent them as a result. But it was educational for me because what I learned was, at least at that time, and that's been a number of years ago, but that there was a Denver detective whose only job in the world was dealing with that subset of the population and the various scams that they
just that group of people.
Yes, absolutely.
One guy.
One detective. That's all he did.
That's crazy.
I know, isn't it?
And you were saying some of them would, the scams are crazy. I mean, like marrying people for their money. Like a 25-year-old woman marrying a 80-year-old man or something.
Absolutely commonplace.
God, it's just amazing an entire group of people do that. I mean, and once again, I don't know much about it. Let's talk personal injury real quick.
Let's do it.
Or not real quick, but, insurance. I just renewed mine for cars. And of course, because of you, I learned a lot about what kind of insurance to get. Okay? I don't understand one thing. When it comes to MedPay, why is it always capped at $20,000, maybe $25,000? Why is that? You would think, I mean, really, if you're in the hospital overnight, $20,000 is nothing. How come it is so low?
Well, here's the main thing, okay? And you have to understand where MedPay came from. If you've been in Colorado for 20 years or so or more, then you remember the old days of PIP, or personal injury protection, aka no fault, right?
Explain that.
Everybody remembers the words no fault. What no fault was this concept that if you and I got in an accident, it didn't matter who was at fault. My insurance company would pay for my medical bills and yours would pay for yours. Now, we're not talking pain and suffering and stuff. That was completely separate. But literally, the medical bills that flowed from the injury sustained in a car accident were paid by your car insurance company.
Why even have a system?
Your health insurance.
Why did Colorado have that system? I don't understand why anybody would.
Many states have that system.
Still now?
Yeah, still to this day. And there are pros and cons of that system. If you have that system, then we don't have to worry about whether people have health insurance or whether they're on the job or, the concept was, look, if you get injured on the job, you got workers' comp. If you got injured in a car wreck, you got your car insurance. So we don't have to worry if you don't have health insurance, you would still be covered. And the thought
is there a limit on that? In other words,
you have to think big picture. The legislative thought behind it was our hospitals don't get screwed over. They always get paid. And so we don't have these health organizations going broke because of being forced into treat people that don't have health insurance, right? So that was kind of the thought behind it.
But on minimums, real quick. So, like right now, state minimum's $25,000. So how would that work? Well, I mean, if back in those days, if I had $1 million because I was in the hospital in a coma for 6 months, but the policy was $25,000?
Well, two things. Number one is that back in the day, 20 years ago, $25,000 was more money than it is today.
They just haven't updated.
Number two, the personal injury protection was $50,000 for medical and $50,000 for rehab. So you had an ability to throw that $50 of rehab onto med. So you had potentially up to $100 per person in medical bills before you ever even touched that $25,000. So the $25,000 was just for the intangible things like pain and suffering and stuff like that. But the medicals was covered by your own insurance company up to $100,000 per person.
Got it.
Okay. So your company is paying for the medicals. Their company is paying for the pain and suffering. with their 25 or 50 or 100 or whatever they had. In
property damage, the other person, of course.
Property damage was always separate and always part of the other deal. So we got rid of that about 20 years ago.
Well, that's good for your industry, right? I mean, the attorneys must have liked that. You participate more in the case.
There's good and bad for both systems. Okay. I practiced before. I practiced since. Obviously, we do okay. It just is a different system. The main difference being that now we don't really have a source to pay for the medical treatment, okay? It's ultimately the responsibility of the at-fault party, but there's no mechanism to get them to pay now as we're incurring the medical charges. We only wait till the end and have one settlement that kind of
covers
balances
everything.
The scale on everything. And so if you're, stuck in an ER or you just got hauled in by an ambulance that wants their $1,500 now, and your case doesn't resolve for 6 months or 9 months or 2 years down the road, that ambulance company has got you sent to collections and everything else along the way. So the genesis of MedPay was the fact that nobody had money, not nobody, but a lot of people had no money to pay for emergency services like the ER and ambulances and stuff like that. And so our hospitals were being asked to just wait for months and months and months
to get paid.
And the legislature was going, hold on, we can't really float this. Or, the hospitals were going, we can't do this for nothing. And that's so the legislature came back and invented MedPay. Okay. So MedPay was designed, initially MedPay was only $1,000. And it was designed basically to cover the ambulance and whatever was left over, that little bit could go to the ER and that would be enough to get them by, okay?
God, those were the days.
Then they quickly said, well, maybe 1,000's not enough, let's go to 5,000, okay? The reason the insurance companies hate it is because it's not dependent on fault and they can't subrogate, which means they can't ever get that money back. And they have to pay out no matter what.
No matter what.
It's not like you could say, well, Mark's been a pretty safe driver all these years. We'll give him a nice rate because we know that Mark's not likely to have an accident. Even if Mark was completely not at fault, we still have to pay out on his claim.
On that MedPay. So is there insurance companies that have over 25,000?
I've seen a few hundreds.
Oh.
But not
generally.
Like a few 100s that sounded bad. I've seen a few policies that have up to 100,000 in MedPay. Most of them come from other states where they allowed a larger amount of it, and only on a couple of carriers. It's not universally available.
Coverage.
It's not bad. It's good coverage to have. Yeah.
And like you said, they just write the check.
You don't have to pay it back. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's the greatest coverage in the world as far as auto accidents are concerned.
But that's why the hospitals always try to grab it right up front, though.
Absolutely. That's the downside of MedPay from a consumer standpoint. And I'll try to make that make sense if you want to catch that now or after
hold
a break.
On. Let's take this break. Everybody hold tight. And aren't you have to have it in the state of Colorado?
It's a mandatory coverage, but you can waive it.
You can opt out.
However the heck that works out. But we'll talk about it when we get back.
All right, 303-713-8255. Hold tight. Who do I have got? Discount bath.
No, see, I've been doing this shit for 25 years. When I started, 25 grand was not a lot of money, but it was a lot more money than it is today.
Oh, yeah. Well, 25 years ago, for sure. It's kind of funny, though, how they never updated it. I mean, how come we're still at state minimum? I guess I don't understand that. Is Florida 25, too?
In Florida, you don't even have to have liability insurance.
Oh, that's even crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Isn't it? That's truly frightening.
Discountbath.com. Suzanne and I had Chris and the gang come out last year late last year and redo one of our bathrooms downstairs. Absolutely gorgeous. You know what I really liked about it is how Steven, that was kind of the designer, got with Suzanne and they went over different colors, even different brands like American Standard versus Kohler, but they talked every single thing. What shape mirror was going to go in there, white light fixtures, everything, what color paint, and some of the stuff on the floor. They redid the bathroom and it's absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And they can do anything, by the way. If you're talking about a master bathroom, think about this. How about a beautiful steam shower? You're going to love that. How about heated tile floors? You'll love that too. But if you just want a conversion from an old tub into a shower, they can do that. A lot of times they can do that within a week or a few days. They do it all. You name it, fix and flips, cheaper projects up to the most beautiful bathroom you can imagine, and you're going to love it. And I always say this, the reason I really love them is when you write them that check, when it's all finished and beautiful, you're going to be happy because you're getting a discount. You're getting a great product, literally at a discounted price with great people that are backing it. Check them out at discountbath.com. Simple as that. Go there now, discountbath.com. Is that the same lady, Barbara? How could we possibly have the same lady calling about the same thing?
Don't suppose you can hear me in there.
I hear you.
It was 9 years ago today that Tom and Ross flew the helicopter up to Oklahoma.
Oh, for the, what was it, a solar eclipse?
Yep, that is 9 years ago tomorrow. But I have pictures of...
how do you know that?
Well, it was my double wide that they stayed in.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even know you were up there.
Well, that's how the whole thing started. It sucked because I know a woman that owns a little resort north side of Lake McConaughey.
I'm sorry, Roosevelt.
And I called and I said, hey, Jackie, you wouldn't happen to have a place next month for that eclipse deal, right? You're all sold out. She goes, no, I got something for you. I can put something aside for you. It's good to know people sometimes, right?
Yes.
And she says, no, I'll put something aside for you. I said, oh, we're right on. And it was a reasonable price. So I get off the phone and I say to Ross, who I'm sitting in here with at this time 9 years ago, not this exact time, because he was morning show then. 9 years ago, K-Hell morning show. I said, dude, I just got a trailer an hour south of Totality. What was it, like 3 weeks later? I said, I got a spot up in Nebraska. I'm going to go see the eclipse. He goes, oh, I want to go. God damn it, really?
He said, I remember Ross saying when they landed, all these people in golf carts were just walking up when the blades were still spinning. I have a picture of all
the golf carts surrounding the helicopter. It was unbelievable. There was like 20.
Like no one's ever seen a helicopter.
Well, here's the crazy thing. I'm out there painting the big pink X on the grass, right, so he can land. And
is that what he had you do, or you just did that?
No, I did. Yeah, he said, paint an X. I'll know where to land.
That's cool.
So I'm out there doing it, and one guy drives by in his golf cart. What you doing? I said, well, I'm painting an X so a guy can land a helicopter. Oh, who's landing? I said, you wouldn't know him. It's a radio guy out of Denver named Tom Martino. Oh my God, we know the Troubleshooter.
I think they get the locals up there, don't they?
Oh my, they're from around here, go out there and stay at a place.
Well, I'm pretty sure our locals are up there. I think. I don't know, actually.
Well, but the word spread through the trailer park, and by the time Tom landed, there were 20 or 30 golf carts full of people coming over the hill. Well, I heard one kid go, Dad, is this like the time we met Martina McBride? And he says, no, son, this is bigger. Stop.
We used to do those things up in the mountains with them, like in the 90s. We would end up like in Breckenridge or wherever. I don't even remember the different places.
Oh, yeah, you guys, I remember doing a Breck show there.
There'd be hundreds of people. All right, 303-713-8255. Roosevelt, I promise I'll get to you in a second. I do want to finish up on that conversation with John. So the MedPay at $25,000 is pretty much the max. I know it is under Safeco and Progressive and some of the companies I've had. So now we kind of know where the origin came from. But you were going to explain.
Right. So the problem with MedPay and the reason why we just don't have unlimited policies and stuff is that there is a lot of abuse of MedPay. So if you tell a hospital, so you have to kind of think about how hospitals work. We've all gotten explanations of benefits from our healthcare providers where they try to charge us like $80 for a flu shot and it gets repriced down to $1.34 or something. That is called repricing. And that's where these healthcare providers' bills get adjusted down to what they've contractually agreed to take for that service when they negotiated their deal. So they never really expected to get $80 for that flu shot. They only really expected to get a couple bucks for it and they would be made whole, right? So nobody cares if it's a $2 flu shot or anything, but when it gets to be expensive things like MRIs and CAT scans and stuff, that's where we really see the abuse. So what happens is, let's say your local hospital does an MRI on a car accident victim, okay? If they can rush to send that bill out to the MedPay carrier, the auto insurance company that has your policy, they don't have the ability to reprice that medical bill. And so when they get the $2,500 bill for the MRI, the auto carrier has no choice but to pay it. And so
there's no negotiating.
No. So what that means is if you had that MRI and it got sent to your health insurance company, it would have been repriced down to say $400. Okay. So what it means is you bought $5,000 of coverage. Okay. But then $2,500 of your coverage got spent paying for a $400 service.
Which is crazy.
Which is you getting ripped off. Okay. The car insurance companies hate it. They know you're getting ripped off, but there's nothing they can do about it. They don't get to go get that money back from anybody.
That's why the hospitals are grabbing your information the second they can.
The moment you walk in the door, they want to start figuring out how to bill it. It's a race between them and the ambulance company to see who can get the bill out first.
So non-med pay money, how does that get? How did those bills get brought down? I get what you're saying on that 25. They can send over, well, just like when Adeline got into an accident. At first it was $38,000, I think, for a CAT scan and an MRI or an MRI and an X-ray, whatever it was. It was crazy. I had no idea. It was like $35,000. But eventually you personally negotiated that down to like a couple grand.
I did. And you have to understand the law was a little bit different when Adeline's accident was, because now we have a bill that says if you have health insurance, whether you're in network or out of network, they have to bill an insurance, okay? So that still doesn't stop them from trying to get the med pay up front, but they have to run everything through health insurance. The abuse is they try to run it through med pay first and then go through health insurance, but that gives them like $5,000 of unrepriced medical bills that come off the top. So it results in them collecting a lot higher percentage than they would have in a traditional environment. So listen, every time you pass a law with the best of intentions, somebody figures out a way to kind of take advantage of it and try to screw over somebody to get more of the pie for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's going on. That's why the insurance companies hate MedPay. They would just soon you never buy it. They're happy to have you waive it, and they like to pay as little as possible, or to sell as little as possible, so you don't have a
Didn't
big,
you tell me
bill.
Companies like, I think it was a General, they literally print out their forms and you decline it?
I don't remember if it's the General that does that, but Fred Loya, absolutely. I've never once seen a Fred Loya policy with MedPay.
Because they don't want to pay it.
They print the forms out with the decline button checked off, even though it's a mandatory coverage in Colorado.
Yeah.
I've never seen one on a Colorado policy, ever.
From Fred Loya?
Never.
That's crazy. We don't hear as many calls about Fred Loya as we used to. I don't know what happened there, but there was a period of time a few years ago, we'd get 4 or 5, and it didn't matter if you were the victim or if you were the perpetrator with Fred Loya. They seemed to screw both sides, their own people.
I haven't seen a Fred Loya policy in probably over a year.
I wonder why.
I don't know if they're kind of moving out of the market. I don't know.
Oh, maybe they are moving out. Hey, Andrew, what's your comment on insurance real quick before we go to break?
I was just asking about that no-fault insurance, if that's kind of compensating for all the people that are driving without insurance in Colorado now.
Hold on. I'm going to take this break. You're looking at the time up there. Okay. Andrew, hold there, and then Roosevelt, hold on tight, too. 303-713-8255. Hey, Roosevelt. Hey, I'm going to help you out. Just hang tight, all right? What dealership is it, by the way? Okay, hold on. I think I've heard of them.
We have a problem with one of our sprinkler solenoids in Florida, and I've got a guy there looking at it right now. And
big bucks? Like big trouble? No idea.
Those solenoids are probably $60 or something.
All right, let me tell you about a company that I absolutely love, Excel Roofing. They did a hail-proof roof on our house probably 5 or 6 years ago. You know how many times I've seen people in our neighborhood now getting roof replacements after a hailstorm? I never have to worry about that. In fact, we upped our deductible for hail and wind perils because we know we're not going to get hail damage. In fact, we just got hail the other day, of course, no damage. But another thing I love about Excel Roofing, you ready for this? You don't pay a cent till you're content. Not till they're done with the job and you're happy with your new roof. They can actually deal directly with your insurance company. They also do cash pay. You're just going to love the company. They're great local people that are always here. They're not storm chasers. When there's not hailstorms, they're doing roof repairs and new builds and everything else. You're going to love Excel Roofing. You can check them out, call them up. They'll come out, tell you if you have hail damage, if you see some of your neighbors getting stuff done. But check them out, xlroofing.com. Simple as that, xlroofing.com.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I want her to participate in my update.
Right, I see. I got you.
So keep going. Sprinkler. God, I hate this thing. He's out there. Sprinkler system.
Yeah. So we bought this property, and you see the sprinkler box. The little green box where all the stuff is.
The valves and everything.
There's got to be a second one somewhere that's covered up with fucking sod. Okay.
Oh.
There's got to be, because there's one on the left side of the house, but all the stuff on the right, there's no way they ran all these lines around this house.
I wonder how you would find it. Is that what the dude's trying to do?
My guy's like, where's the other box? I'm like, no clue.
Well, that'd be crazy if they did literally sod over it. Is there any metal down there to where a metal detector or something?
I even tried to find the company that put that in to begin with.
Yeah.
Because they had to get a building permit, so they had to draw a damn plan. Well, the county doesn't have it anymore.
That's the guy.
And that company's like, man, you know how many computers we've changed in 15 years? We don't keep that kind of stuff. So, but I just know. So my guy today was like,
they said, Joanne,
where's that second box? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, I can find it. Don't worry. If you can, you're my hero. So, I don't like the bill that I will get, but I do like the fact that the solenoid went bad, and within 2 hours he called me to say, hey, I got notification by the system
Because it's
that
an old couple. It's
there's
the
a
same
problem
thing
with
we
this
saw
one
last
zone.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, because will
you get that now? Did he update it for you?
Yeah, so we bought a new controller that's Wi-Fi controllable, so we can change it when we're not there.
Cool.
And because he installed it, he put himself in there as the technician to do it, which was cool. But it notifies him as well as us when there's a problem. And then he called in 2 hours. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, it is.
So it's the whole thing is finding good people, and it's so hard to do. You just wait, you'll see. It's just impossible. You talk to people, you get references and stuff, but still, you want a guy to come there and do something when you're not there. It's difficult,
Yeah. Did you talk to him, Bo?
Get him figured out.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm going to have Joan. She's going to call back after the 12 o'clock hour so we can have a conversation.
Excellent.
I had a three-way and it didn't go good.
I had a three-way and it didn't go good.
Most three-ways.
I hope I
It's
didn't.
kind of hard for a three-way to go that bad.
I hope that didn't go out over YouTube. Jesus.
Unless you were the...
It is on YouTube.
Three-way
For
didn't
sure
go.
did.
It's definitely on
one bad
YouTube.
three-way.
Everything goes on YouTube.
Both.
And besides,
Normally I'm very successful. on
three ways are fun. There's always some hurt
But now with
feelings. Other
Christian-
than that,
Okay.
Yes.
because it's a weird deal to begin with.
Did he hear that?
Yeah.
It depends on what role you are
Like the
playing
next
in
day
said
at
three-way.
breakfast, It's awkward, Yeah, you're like,
You had breakfast.
Yeah, man, heard
oh my
that.
God, you're eating pancakes with that mouth? Golly.
Jesus Christ. Watch it. I'm not going to come in the rest
You're
of
going to need more syrup.
Yeah. Isn't it time for you to leave, Shannon?
I'm minutes away.
Good. I think you had to leave right now.
I already nodded off
Leaving-
twice during the show.
Leaving on a high note there,
Yeah. Come on, get out of here.
Pooped.
A three. That did come out bad. Three-way didn't go. Now I'm laughing about it.
All right, 303-713-8255. By the way, this hour brought to you by Paul the Waterman. He texted me today. He has got a new system that I can't even believe. It's a whole house system. $1,800. $1,800. You realize some of the other companies that sell water systems get upwards of $10,000 for something like that. $1,800. Now, there is a caveat. That sale goes bye-bye on the 1st of September. So you better figure it out now if you've been putting it off. You go to waterpros.net. That's the best way to do it. The phone numbers are there. You can call up, get all the details. You're going to love it, though. Waterpros.net. Now, we're going to go back to Andrew real quick. He had a question, and he was talking about back in the day when everybody had their own liability. What was your question, Andrew, for people that are just joining us?
I was just wondering with the no fault, if that's compensating for a lot of the drivers that have no insurance.
How many people don't have insurance in Colorado?
So first and a lot.
Yeah.
First and foremost, Andrew, we got rid of no fault about 20 years ago, and so the system that we have today is what's known as like pure fault or something along those lines. So here's the thing: under no fault, all that really did was have your medical expenses paid for by your auto policy. So as long as you had insurance, you knew you had coverage, even if the other guy did not have insurance. What it didn't have to do with was things like property damage and pain and suffering, lost wages, all of the future stuff. All of those things were still going to be the responsibility of the at-fault driver. So the fact that they, had no insurance, you still got just as screwed as you do today. Today, the problem that we have is that the state limits are still only 25,000. So I started doing this 25 years ago, and the policy or the minimal limits in Colorado were 25,000. 25 years later, they're still $25,000, which is just ridiculously low.
Why is that? How come they haven't updated that?
Well,
they update everything. They update property taxes. They update the value of your house. Homeowners, they go up and seem to keep in tune.
But the problem is it would require the legislature to force the insurance companies to raise up those minimal limits, and the cost for that would be passed on to every person in the state that is buying health insurance, or not health insurance, but car insurance. So the logical extension of that is you'll have more people driving around without insurance because they can't afford it any more than they can right now.
I got it. Hey, I appreciate that call, 303-713-8255. Look, this is the top of the hour, buddy. Hold tight. We're going to come back. We got an issue with the dealership. Roosevelt has got 2 lines open, 303 Martino. Get your calls in. Any questions you have for our attorney, John Fuller, as well, 303 Martino.
Because God forbid the legislature can make somebody buy more shit, you know?
Let's see.
Are you coming in tomorrow, Mark?
I don't know, man.
Tommy going to be in?
I don't know. In fact, I'm going to text him.
Well, we know the B team will be in tomorrow.
What's that?
We know that the B team will be in tomorrow. Chopper and Dollar. That's right, Chopper.
Oh, my God, I can tell it's political season.
I will say one thing. If you look at that guy that's defending her, that guy looks like he got stuck with the worst case in the world. He's just sitting there going,
oh, this gal that killed the baby kids?
Right.
I mean, there's no doubt she wasn't crazy. People just don't do that.
Are they asking for the death penalty?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I have a feeling she's going to go to an institution. What's your gut telling you?
Yeah. Did you know that she jumped out of off the roof or something too and became paralyzed? She's in a wheelchair now.
She slit her throat.
So she truly tried to kill herself.
Yeah, she did. She just landed bad.
God, what a...
Just on the... Should have been on the...
That's got to be worse.
I know.
And now she can't really kill herself.
She can't do it anymore now.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more difficult.
Oh, I can't believe this.
That poor guy had to testify against his damn wife, or ex-wife now. But, I mean, can you imagine?
He's remarried.
Oh, yeah. Why isn't he involved in this?
Yeah, you do gotta wonder how he didn't
he know
notice
notice
or break in reality.
Well, he did. I think he did, and was even like talking with her mom and stuff, and some other people, and but then like it's like I'm concerned that there's something going on with Judy, whatever her name is, and then like 2 weeks later this happens. It's like where do you pull the pin on your concern? Like where does it rise to that level, or when does it rise to that level? I don't know. It's a tough deal. I didn't hear he had remarried. I don't know how long ago this actually happened. It's got to be a couple of years by now.
Supporters say about the state of the country.
I'm glad they're done with that waste of time of saying always human or whatever that is at the beginning of the hour.
Done with what?
Always human. What is it? Always. They say they're always human. Every hour.
Got an I'm not dead yet shirt on. Brilliant. Hello, Mr. Dragon.
Dragon red beard. Look at that beard. All smoothed out.
So, were you gone just long enough to start having those thoughts like, maybe I just don't really want to go back there at all?
Well, that would be this show every day.
Every day. I understand.
Yeah.
The Dragon, this show's got to be 10 times easier than Michael Brown.
He took a couple months off.
I know.
Fuck yeah.
It's like my wife when she retired. Those first couple of days, it's hard, and then after a couple of weeks, it's like
got a whole lot easier.
This is nice. I really like this.
Oh.
Bo, do you want to?
Yeah.
Good stick there?
I want something decent, yeah. This is a good one.
I got back on that GLP-1, and I'm just not hungry. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, Mark, I went.
Which one are you on, the tirzepatide?
Yeah, and it's a mini dose, man. It's like 2.5.
Are you taking anything else with it, like any of the other peptides?
No, testosterone and I don't know, whatever vitamins or I don't know, whatever she's got me. But no, nothing, no peptides.
His good buddy Kathy Hochul. That plus the latest out of Iran from Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Adicott. What's next there and more on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW. Yeah.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help. We'll come and make.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino and Major Marc Mager.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. We're here to make your life just a little bit better. You've been ripped off by a contractor, an automotive shop, or anything like that going on. We want to help you. In studio with me today, John Fuller When he's not here, he's a personal injury attorney. I guess he is all the time. And he's actually filled in for us when Tom and I, neither of us can make it, and we appreciate him doing that. So any questions you have on personal injury, today's a great day to call. 303 Martino, we're going to have 2 lines open, 303-713-8255. Let me tell you something really quick. Compass Insurance, Brian Burns and the gang over there, man, do they run a great agency. If you have insurance through them, and that could be for your business, they do like garage keepers, any kind of liability for contractors. They also do workman's comp. They do pretty much any insurance for any business except for health. Then if you're a homeowner or you have auto insurance with them, these guys shop you all the time. So whether it's commercial or individual insurance, and what I mean by that is each year they shop up to 30 companies for you to see if they can get you a better deal. In fact, this year he saved Suzanne and I $3,000. He switched us from, I think it was Liberty Mutual or Safeco. They kind of combined. And he switched us into, I think, Travelers. I forget which one it is. But he saved us $3,000. Exact same coverage. No changes whatsoever in coverage. In fact, I think the homeowner's replacement cost went up a little. But it saved us $3,000. It's remarkable. And they'll constantly shop for you each year. They're just great people. Go to quotecompass.com and you can call them from there, or you can actually upload your deck pages at quotecompass.com right there, and they'll reach out to you and tell you how much they can save you. I love how they operate. Now, Roosevelt has a problem with a car dealership. Let's dive into that. Hey, Roosevelt, what is going on?
Yes, how you doing? So I purchased this vehicle at Lakeside Auto Brokers back on June 20th, 2026. Took the truck for a test drive. It's a GMC Denali, and we put some fuel in there, which I thought was kind of weird that the car salesman had to put fuel in the car out of his own pocket. Check engine light came on shortly after that. So I took the car home. We plugged in the scanner, found out that the car had a misfire from number 7 cylinder. All right. So right before I signed any loan paperwork, I asked.
So you were basically at this point, it was just basically a test drive. You didn't do anything.
Nope, I didn't do anything yet. So okay. They promised to fix the car. I have a piece of paper signed by them saying fix check engine light, rough idle at full stop. Now,
wait? Did you end up buying the car?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. Hold on. I'm asking this for a reason, though. When they put that in writing, that they were going to deal with the check engine light and get rid of the rough idle, did they put that like on a "we owe you"? How did they write that? Is it a text?
No, it's a "we owe you" paperwork on their letterhead.
It is so vague. What a weird "we owe you." I can't say I've ever heard of that before. But go ahead. So they promised they were going to fix the 2 issues you had, the cylinder misfire and get the check engine light off. So you bought the vehicle. Then what happened?
So I bought extended warranty, and that warranty doesn't kick in yet. I have not had a chance to really drive the car. It's been back and forth.
When does the warranty kick in? After 30 days? When does the warranty start?
90 days. The warranty starts 90 days and 1,000 miles, whichever comes first. So that will put the car up to like September 20th or somewhere in that ballpark range.
Yeah.
And the car is still in the shop, been back and forth in there. It went back in on July 27th with a rod knock. They put lifters in there. They also put an aftermarket device to trick the computer from going into 4-cylinder mode.
Why did they do that?
Because that's a common issue with the 6.2-liter LS motors in these particular applications.
So when you come to a stop or when it's trying to basically save gas, it kicks out of what, 6-cylinder or 8-cylinder down to 4?
8-cylinder. Yep.
And they put some device in there that makes it to where that doesn't happen?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a fix for that. So the thing is, they put a couple of lifters in there. GM's fix is that you replace the camshaft. You do both left bank and right bank of the engine.
But they found some hack. I get it.
Yeah, and so it ends up with a rod knock now, and actually they need to put an engine in it. They're holding my vehicle there, stating that they're waiting for the warranty to kick in first after 90 days before they'll put an engine in it. But I'm like, that. I told them, I said, this doesn't make any sense because my warranty doesn't kick in until I've driven it 90 days, 1,000 miles. You guys put it on the letterhead, says we owe you to fix the check engine light rough idle. They're talking about giving me a rental car. There's no communication. They never call. I end up going up there. My wife goes up there, and it's just the same old BS every time. Like they.
And how long have they had it now?
Oh, they've had this car for a total of like 2 months. I'm getting it back for like a day, and it goes back. The last time it went in was July 27th.
So now they're basically saying you got to wait another month for the warranty to kick in. But the ironic part about that is they're assuming this warranty company is going to cover this engine, even though it's obvious it's a pre-existing condition. So what's going to happen? Let's say you do wait 30 days and the warranty company decides not to cover it. What are they going to do?
Exactly. And the thing is, the owner is part ownership of the warranty company.
What does that mean? How does he own part of the warranty company?
What's the name of the warranty company?
Let me see here. The name of the warranty company here, let me go through my paperwork. It's called Century Service Plus Limited Liability Powertrain. It's through Century Automotive.
And you're saying the guy that owns the dealership owns part of that?
Yes. And this guy.
What do you want? Just your money back at this point? What are you trying to figure out? Is there a loan on this vehicle, by the way?
Oh yeah, I owe $28,000 on it because I paid for the extended warranty.
Yeah.
This will be my second payment that I'm making on this vehicle, and my family and I have not been able to enjoy this vehicle. I purchased that vehicle to be able to buy a boat this summer. Have not been able to do none of that. This thing's been back and forth to the shop. And I keep getting the runaround.
I can't believe they open themselves up, John, to a we owe you that states we're going to fix the check engine light and basically the misfire or the rough idle. And now they're saying it needs an engine. And they're going to try to stick it to the warranty company, which apparently this guy owns. Hold on a second. Axeman, let's try to actually call them and get their side to this on air. I just don't know what to make of it. If he owns the warranty company, I just don't know what to make of it. I think we're missing something here. What are you thinking?
Bo might get his second three-way in a day.
Yeah, he might. He absolutely might. Speaking of that, we're going to have Joanne on right after this break. So Axeman's going to try to reach out to Lakeside Auto or whomever that was and see if we can't get a comment or get them on to talk about it. If they can't fix it, and they promise to fix it as part of the deal, the we owe you, they really need to let them out of it. I don't know why they think a warranty company is going to actually pay for it. But as soon as we come back, Deputy Bo was working on the Christian Brothers call. This woman brought her vehicle to Christian Brothers, 2015 Cadillac. Listen to this. And it basically was idling rough or it had some kind of problem and a check engine light on. They say, oh, you need a catalytic converter. The cat's going to be about $6,300, if I recall.
It was $9,000, Mark, and then
they brought it down to $6,000 when she said no, right?
They actually said go ahead, but it was verbal.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's really not going to matter. Okay. But anyhow, she said yes, go ahead and fix it, $6,300. But here's where the whole thing got crazy. They call her back up, I guess, after the cats were in, and say, "Whoops, you also need an engine, and that's going to bring it to like $19,000." And meantime, the vehicle's not even worth close to that. So we had no idea what they wanted. She can't afford, nor should she, put $20,000 into a vehicle that might be worth $15,000, if that. We didn't know if they were going to try to make her pay the $6,000. We didn't know what they were going to do. Are they going to give her the vehicle back? I have no idea. We're going to find out what happened with that right after this. Hold on.
This year's celebration.
said 9,000, and then she jewed them down.
She gypsied them down.
She put the gypsy 1, 2, 3 on them, and
John, do you mind if I open this with my knife?
It's already open.
Oh, it is?
Okay, hold on, guys. Joe Chiano, my friend, let's talk about retirement. You know what I really want to focus on today is the benefits, and I mean that, of the annuity product you guys sell. Give me just the big-time highlights, the best parts of it.
Yeah, the best parts, Mark, is actually, number one, safety.
I love safety.
They're not going to lose the money that they put into the annuity or any bonuses or any gains. Think about that. Their principal is totally secure. And this is really what people want in today's economy. I mean, look at the stock market. It's so volatile right now that people are, really scared of losing their money.
Yeah.
So safety is the number one feature. The second feature.
Well, in fact, hold on. I want to stick on that point for a second.
Sure.
I don't know if people understand this. When the stock market is doing good, you will participate with this product. Your retirement account will grow. It'll grow and grow and grow. And then if the stock market starts going down, it ratchets in. You never lose a dime. Not only do you never lose a dime of principal, but you never lose a dime of gains over time. Because when the stock market is bad, you're locked in where you were. When it goes back up, you start building the account value. Keep going, Joe.
Yeah, and then the other part is the income for life.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that, we just had an event last week, and you were part of the event.
Oh, yeah.
I want to thank you for that.
Sure.
People at the end of the event, their biggest concern was, am I going to have enough money when I retire?
Yeah, am I going to go through all my money and all of a sudden I can't buy food, or I can't pay for my insurance, or I can't pay for my apartment or my mortgage? Yeah, so you're right. With this product, once you turn on that income stream, you get a check for the rest of your life that you can't outlive. I mean, honestly, if someone lived to be 115, they're still going to get that check. And then tell them the other benefit, what happens if they fall ill.
And that's another concern that people have. Really concerned is long-term care. Right now, the cost of long-term care, whether it is in-home care, assisted living, nursing home care, or dementia care, it's over $10,000 a month, Mark.
Wow.
Now, the annuity that we have has long-term care benefits.
That paycheck.
No additional cost.
That's right. That paycheck for life. If you need it, doubles. I mean, think about that. If you're getting $5,000 a month from this retirement account till the day you die, and you need it because you can't cook for yourself or clean or shower for yourself, it doubles, and then you can bring in help or maybe go to a facility. So, I mean, those are three great benefits about the product. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of financial people out there that sell products. I'm going to tell you why to go to Joe real quick. I've known the guy 10, 15 years. He has been in the retirement business coming up on 50 years. You get it? This guy knows what he's talking about. If you want to talk numbers with him, call him up, say, I've got this much in an IRA or 401k. I'm this old. I'm getting ready to retire. What does it look like for me? What would that check each month look like? Call him up directly. In fact, you can call him at 303-779-6600, 303-779-6600, or go to his website, mymoneymyway.com. Thank you, Joe.
The Century Warranty Company has a ton of one-star reviews.
No.
All bad, mostly bad.
Say that again, Bo.
Century Warranty has a ton of one-star reviews, all complaints. You should buy these, John. These are excellent.
I got them at this little place called Lulu's up near Brighton. It's kind of a roadside market, a farmer's market, and they have chilies and corn and cantaloupes, and they have a ton of these things and some different kinds. And They're all pretty good. That and Hudson Market, I think, are the best.
Yeah, these are the best beast sticks I've ever had. Excellent.
I like them because it's not like powdery kind of stuff
soft.
in those dry sticks. That
Yeah,
you
they're
get,
not
you know?
hard.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember that.
So what kind of protein is she going to want you to drink? Because I saw Kimberly last week.
Oh, did you?
I took your advice. She did your blood work.
You like her?
Yeah, I'm going for the consult.
Ready first?
Is she with Sherdax Group, or who
No.
are you doing that with?
It's Kimberly. What's her last name? Dang it.
Cunningham
Clinic.
Clinic.
Yeah, I like how
You said the
she does a lot of
very
HRT
specific
for
time
women,
on there that works
but
best for you.
she's kind of interesting. So you pay one certain amount. I know women
Okay, I could do
are
10
like
if that works
$169 a month, and that's their HRT, whatever that looks like, testosterone, everything. I mean, whatever, estrogen, whatever they need. And then it also includes the GLP-1s. And besides the first blood test, which are like $350, it's like 1,000 tests. Then even the follow-up stuff is included. So you basically pay one amount a month for everything.
Are you going to get everything or just a GP?
I got my pellet last week with her, the testosterone.
Oh.
Yep. I did testosterone with the Hormone Bros years ago, but
You mentioned what how are you going to get that protein in? Did she recommend protein?
oh my God, I can't eat. I just, there's no.
Trajan Wealth, K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. Axeman, did you reach out? What is the name of that dealership, guys? I did not put it up here in my notes. Lakeside
Auto.
What did we find out there, Axeman?
Well, it was pretty much the same thing as the last call I made. They knew the topic, and they did not care.
How did they know the topic? Oh, wait. We've had a deal with them before?
No, like I'm talking about the last call. Like this other company doesn't want to make a comment or talk about it at all.
So just nothing. They won't say a damn thing.
Nope.
I mean, that's absolutely crazy. We don't even know what their intentions are. Did you actually ask Roosevelt for your money back? Have you asked them to undo the deal at this point?
I have. They don't buy a car. They won't buy it back. They won't take it back.
And you have a WeO. Can you send me a picture of that WeO? What's on there? Go ahead, Bo. What do you think?
Is this WeO signed by the dealership?
Yes, it's signed by them. It's approved. It's signed by them.
I can't believe they did that. I've never heard of someone selling a used car and basically saying on the WeO, we're going to make the engine right and stop the misfire. Not knowing what it is. I mean, to me, they kind of bought the vehicle there.
Why can't you go to like the dealer board?
You could go to the dealer board.
I think Roosevelt's going to have to because Roosevelt. I checked the reviews on this Century Service Plus. They're all like one.
I don't know why they would even pay for it.
I don't think it would be a warranty issue. The warranty is not going to cover something that was a known defect at the time of the purchase.
It's true, John.
Well, of course not. It's pre-existing. That's good. Basically, it's not insurance fraud, but it's fraud.
Like, look, this fine pickup out here has a blown engine, but don't you worry, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to sell you a warranty, and line number one of the things that it'll cover is blown engines, okay? So just wait 1 week for it to kick in, and then you can just file a warranty claim and get a brand new engine. That can't possibly work.
Roosevelt,
right?
can you send me your information? And I'm going to send this over. I'm going to get either Bo on this one. I probably will put Bo on this because he's really good at these car ones. But tell me the exact name. Is it Lakeside Auto what?
Lakeside Auto Broker.
Okay, I see him here. It looks like Colorado Springs, huh?
That's correct.
Well, how many locations do they have? Do they have quite a few?
They have like 3 or 4 locations.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Was 4912 Carrera Point, which is 1.7 miles away from my house.
Did you give Axe that number?
The number is 719.
Yep.
Oh, you talking about the address or the phone number?
No. Give me the phone number. But my question, okay, what is the phone number? 719.
268.
0100. 0100. Is that the one you called, Axeman? Yeah. So listen, listeners out there, we tried to reach out to them. They have no comment. You heard the story. The guy buys it. They promised to fix the idle. They promised to fix the check engine light. Now it's been 60 days since he bought it. They haven't fixed it. They're telling him to wait another 30 days for the warranty to kick in so they can run it through the warranty. And what did you mean, once again, how do you know or why do you think the owner of Lakeside has something to do with Century as the warranty company?
Joseph Lord, the store manager, told me that in person, face to face, that the warranty company is partial owned by the owner of Lakeside Auto Brokers.
Then why would he screw himself?
I'm not even buying that, because why in the hell would the guy
screw himself?
Obligate himself in a transaction to covering an unlimited repair on a vehicle that they're at most making a couple $1,000s on in this transaction. That's crazy.
It makes no sense. What did you find on that auto warranty? Were you looking that up, Bo?
Yes. They have like 1.1 to 1.6 reviews. I think Roosevelt's going to have problems with this warranty company. I don't think they're going to cover it.
I don't think they are either.
With this whole group
I would go straight to the dealer board on this one and try to unravel this deal, including the warranty, because you're never going to come out of this thing okay.
No.
You got screwed on the warranty. You got screwed on the vehicle itself. The only possible way you come out of this is to unravel the deal.
They've had this thing, think about it, 60 days. They're telling them
no way.
It's crazy.
And he's making payments and he can't use the vehicle.
No.
John is right. Roosevelt, you need to get a hold of the dealer board today.
I mean, I'm not one to say call them on everything, but this is a perfect example of double dealing, of self-dealing, and of just blatant misrepresentation of what the purpose of that warranty was, attempting to commit fraud. I mean, they're knowingly saying we're gonna apply this warranty towards a pre-existing condition. On every level, this is a dirty deal that just needs to be unraveled.
Big time. In fact, I think the warranty company is, I can't stand these aftermarket warranties, quite frankly, but they should be warned about this dealer.
Yeah.
I mean, they really should be warned, because this whole thing sucks and the whole thing smells bad, and it's a bad deal. Roosevelt, hold on. Make sure we have all of his information. Let's get it over to Bo. The other thing, Bo, if you email me, I'll send you information on how he can contact and the best way to contact the dealer board off air. In fact, I'm pretty sure we had on not long ago. I know we did. I can't think of the guy's name, but we got his information. He's part of the dealer board.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, he was, and I can't remember his information now, but Suzanne will know it. And I'll send it directly over to him, or I'll show you how to do it. Awesome. But let's get that figured out. 303-713-8255. So let's talk Christian Brothers real quick here. So Joanne called up. I'm going to bring her back up. She dropped off her 2015 Cadillac, and basically they said she needed a catalytic converter. It's going to be $6,300. She agreed. Probably, it's a lot of money, but she still owes money on the vehicle, wanted to get it fixed. But then they called back and said, you actually need an engine. So where do we stand, Bo? I put you on this. I assume you had a three-way call.
I did a three-way call.
Okay.
And it didn't turn out well.
Oh.
So Joan was on the air with me. We talked to the manager, or the guy that runs the shop. His name's Drew. I just asked him if he could make some comments about this engine and the catalytic converter, and immediately he said, no comment to me. I'm not going to talk to you. And I said, well, you should at least talk to your customer. She's on the other line with me. And so you need to have the What's that? Sure. Yeah.
He hung up.
Yes, he did. After
so you were both on, including her, and she still wouldn't talk to you?
I included her on my phone call, so at least, because a lot of these people won't talk to me.
Well, hold on, I don't understand. So they refused to talk to her?
Yes.
That's crazy.
He said, he told me, he says, I can't make any comments.
Wait, did he think he was on the radio?
No, he did not, Mark. I told him several times I was calling from my personal cell because he already said, your radio show already called once. We have no comment. And I said, the owner of the car is on the phone. Well, we have to have management contact her. And I said, Drew, Joan is on the phone with me right now. Let's get management on the phone. Well, they're kind of busy right now. And I go, I have time to wait. She's on the phone. Let's have a conversation. And then right before he hung up, Joan, I said, well, look, if they're busy, then I want management to call Joan by 2:00 today and get a conversation started. I think she should get the vehicle out of there to another shop for a second opinion. Because you're going from $9,000 to $6,000.
And now $19,000.
Yeah, I mean, this is just
$19,000.
So
19.
I want to ask a question. So
$19,000.
Jones, when they did the catalytic converter, they called Joan and said, you need it done? And they gave a verbal to go ahead with it. But I think...
No, that's all you need. That's all you need is a verbal.
You don't need a signature?
No, on their invoice or work order in their computer, they basically just mark down what time they talked to her. That's all you have to do for the Colorado Automotive Act.
Okay, well then probably...
it was in good faith.
Well, it doesn't. None of that matters. You agreed to do it at $6,300 for the cats. They said that would fix the car, right, Joanne?
Correct.
Yeah. Let's not get sidetracked on other stuff. The bottom line was she said fix it. They said it would be $6,300. They did whatever they did, and now they're saying that didn't fix it. And they simply got to either take those out and let her take the car or something. That's all
Mark,
we wanted
that's a great idea. The catalytic converters did not solve the initial problems. I think they should remove the catalytic converters.
Well, their diagnosis sucked. Whatever technician they had said this will fix it, right? Or did they say we need to start here? There might be other options or other issues, Joanne?
I asked her to remove the catalytic converters if that's what they had to do. He said, I cannot remove them.
Well, it just makes no... So they want you to pay for these, and it didn't fix the car.
That's right. And they probably,
this is insane.
They probably don't have the original equipment to put back on there anymore because it got disposed of, which they probably are also
probably scrapped it.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, I don't think she needed all three cats.
I think she just needed a sensor, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know what she needed, but this is crazy, though. And they simply won't tell you. Did they tell you to come pay? What did they tell you at this point?
For me to come, that I have to pick up the car.
Pick up the car and pay the $6,000? Did they say you have to pay the $6,000?
Yes.
This is crazy. I feel like I woke up in cuckoo land. And this is
I don't think they're going to call her back. I'd like to see if we can get our listeners to call.
Yeah, let's do this.
Do an online review.
Let me calm down just for a second. Let me take this break. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. This will fix your car, $6,300. No, first it's $9,000 will fix it. She goes, I can't do that. Then they call back and all of a sudden it drops $3,000. First of all, that's some shady crap there. How come it didn't start off at $6,000? Hold on, Joanne. I just got you on hold. Think about that, folks. Let me tell you, if you go to a shop and they say it's going to be $9,000 and you say, no way, Jose, and then they call you back and go, oh, it's only going to be $6,000, that's shady. To me, that's shady as hell. But then you agree to it, and they do it, and your vehicle has worse problems now.
Now we need $19,000 to fix your engine.
Now we need $19,000. What are they? Is Christian Brothers over there shaking down an old lady? And then we call up. On the air, they don't have a comment. That's fine. You don't have to come on the show. But when we call up on a three-way call, the caller, Bo on his cell phone, not on air, just trying to figure out what's going on, they still won't say anything.
Nope, they just hung up.
They just want her to show up and pay $6,300. You know what? Get that location's info up there. What was the guy's name? Alex? Adam? Drew.
I have
Put up all the information that I need, what address they're at, what phone number our listeners can hopefully get involved in. And we got to figure this out. This is insane.
I feel so bad for these people.
It's bananas. It's absolutely bananas.
Yeah, I just can't believe they wouldn't talk to me with
Does
her
he
on
have
the
lives?
line
No,
about
not here.
getting a car.
Is he? Oh, he put his headset on.
Yeah, I can't go number 2 anymore.
I learned something from you, Mark. I didn't know they could do work on just a verbal. I thought you had to have it signed.
Oh, absolutely.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast. This is Woody, the leading host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the tale of America's greatest general.
Troubleshooter Show. Can I get a first name?
You won't want to miss the next episode of Our
Karen, how
American
can we help you? Uh-huh. Okay, what number do you have? Okay, I'm sure he's busy. I'll let him know, though. What was a good first
Giving
name?
me that one?
Sure.
I'm not sure that one with my kids because they love meat sticks. I'm going to cut it in thirds. I got 3 kids.
Okay, I got you. I got you. I'll let him know.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here.
I got you. I'll let him know. Of course, Karen.
When are you going to Florida, John?
Oh, we go back and forth a lot.
You going this week for your HOA meeting?
No. It's my Zoom meeting.
Oh, that's
I'll do that tomorrow evening. So it's just, that keeps people from fighting in the parking lot and stuff to do it.
That's
on Zoom,
that's probably yeah. We can HOA.
You know how it goes.
Yeah. They can be contentious. How many units are in the group?
Oh, I think like 65, maybe 70.
Yeah,
something like that.
Do you own a couple in there?
No, just one.
One's enough, huh, John?
Yeah.
What's that one? What's enough?
A condo or a townhome in Florida?
Yeah. We don't live there on that property, but it's
We go there to vacation, right?
well, yeah, we have another place there.
Oh.
It's kind of a long story.
Okay, long story.
K-How.
All right, 303-713-8255. It's remarkable how many bad car deals are out there, but this one I just find crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm kind of shocked. The person over there is giving zero information. They want her to come pay for something that didn't fix the car. It's crazy. Christian Brothers. And then this deal with Lakeside Auto is bananas as well. This is like car day, but it's like car day hell. So I want to ask listeners to do something. And I do this for the business's sake. They need to understand how crazy this sounds to people. And be nice when you call up. I'm going to give you Christian Brothers' number, and it's the location that it's at. Now, I'll say this, not all Christian Brothers are the same. They're owned by different people. So it's a franchise style setup. So it's not all Christian Brothers out there, but this one, you heard this story. YouTubers, do me a favor, reach out and figure out what's going on here. Maybe the owner has no idea what's going on.
Right. We're going to help. We're going to help them by calling over there, so maybe the upper management knows what's going on, because Drew could be covering everything up.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Drew is actually telling this lady she's got to come down and spend $6,300 on a bad diagnosis that they did. They want another $19,000 or whatever for an engine now. It's absurd. Yeah. But I'm going to go back to Joanne on one thing. I know you still owe money on this vehicle, but if it truly does need an engine, and we'd like to get it over to Sheridan Auto Tech, I don't know if it's worth doing. I mean, Uncle Kevin can look at it and tell us, but you might be better off just getting a different car, even though you already have that car payment. It's not going to fix your immediate situation to where you need a car. But paying these guys $6,300 that didn't do anything is insane.
Yes.
So you
call it Sheridan Auto what?
Sheridan Auto Tech, but Bo's going to get you that info. Right. So here's what I want to do on this, Bo. First of all, I would like people to call them right now and be nice about it. Honestly, I don't want you to call up there screaming or anything. Yeah. Try to get through to them. We don't understand.
We just want some answers.
Yeah, we don't understand. Why would she have to pay $6,300 and it didn't fix the vehicle? Why? And I'd also like to know, why did it start at $9,000 and then they discounted it out of the niceness of their heart to $6,300? I don't even think they diagnosed it right. I think they got the whole thing wrong.
And they drove the car over there, Mark. Joan and her husband actually drove that 2015 Cadillac to Christian Brothers. So
I don't think they know what they're doing. That's my opinion. Christian Brothers, I don't think your tech knew what he was doing. I think you messed up. I don't understand why it's a big deal now. Why wouldn't you take the new parts out? I don't know if you can send them back. I don't know about that part. I have no idea. But she sure doesn't need them. She sure doesn't need them. Here's her phone number. 720-335-6402. Once again, be nice. And anybody, please call us and tell us what you found out. I would love to know. I would love to know what they tell you. All they have to do is just give her her car back now. They screwed up. In my opinion, they misdiagnosed it. Maybe it did need the cats, but who cares if it needs an engine? Why didn't you just sell her some tires while you were at it? Why not sell her tires, wiper blades, and an air conditioning service, and everything else you can imagine? Sell her all that stuff, then tell her, oh, by the way, you need a $19,000 engine. I can't even believe the guy's saying it, Bo.
I know.
I have a hard time believing there's someone. Do they seem arrogant?
He seemed a little arrogant on the phone, and also I want to tell our listeners the location's over at 136 in Holly.
So it's that one. Christian Brothers, 720-335-6402. Please do me a favor. Call up. Try to get any information. See, we got to get through to the owner. In fact, Bo, let's figure out who owns that one. You know what I was
thinking tonight?
We'll get through to the owner. I
was thinking maybe trying to find out their corporate offices and make a call to the corporate.
We definitely got to get involved
I'm going to work on that this afternoon.
So be nice when you call. And like I said, most of the time we've had issues in the past with Christian Brothers, and they're all different locations, but they've always come through. But, a couple times we did have to reach out to the corporate. There's no doubt about that.
We may have to do that. And I want to say something about our listeners. I really want to appreciate the listeners who stepped up and called that Nissan Volkswagen dealership in Greeley.
Because they finally got it done.
I could not have got that case finished without our listeners calling, and so thank you for that.
Yeah, you guys are part of this show, so think about it. If you can help Joanne out right now like we're trying to, call up, be nice. If you call up screaming and dropping F-bombs and everything, it goes nowhere. 720-335-6402. We have tried off the air. We have tried calling with literally the caller who owns the vehicle, and they hang up. It's really weird. There's something going on with that guy down there. There's something going on with him. All right, I'm going to take a break. Devin, I promise you're coming up next. We've got some lines open. We got an hour to go, but this break's going to be real quick. 303-713-8255. Get your call in now.
Now, it
makes the show go quick.
Yeah, Joanne, sit by the phone. You're probably going to get a call here. Directly.
Right, John.
It's almost like I was thinking there'd be another side to it or something, but really to hang up on him calling off the air with the customer is crazy.
I can't talk to you. I got to have the management talk to her. Okay, well, hey, guess what? She's on the phone.
Well, he's busy. Like morning constitutional busy or like on the other line? How busy are we talking?
He's just getting on a plane, never to come back.
You're breaking up.
Gravina's, Nick Gravina. What a family name. Everybody that's been in Colorado for, 20 plus years, they've heard it. His dad, Larry, ran it. And prior to that, the grandfather ran it. Think about the longevity we're talking about when it comes to the Gravinas. So they do siding, they do windows, they do entry doors. And if you want your house to look beautiful, maybe after a hailstorm, you're getting a check for maybe some siding, call these guys up. I want you to talk to them. Susanna and I use them. We just had a sliding door put in last year. Beautiful new patio door. They're going to come out with whatever product you're looking at, the windows, the siding. They're going to show you the different products and tell you all the differences, give opinions on it. But one of the things they do compared to all the other window companies, or at least most of them, they represent a ton of manufacturers. In fact, with windows, over 20 different manufacturers with over 50 lines of windows are going to have the right product. Their pricing is very good as well. That's what I really liked about them. And then check this out. One more thing I'm going to tell you about Nick. This guy is going to make sure you're happy. I promise you're not going to have any issues. And if you do, they're going to take care of them. They're going to take care of them. Windows, siding, doors, and more, Gravinas.com. Check them out at Gravinas.com. Okay, let me look at these. lowballing. Not good enough. You kneel down, you can't get back up. I forgot who got into my little car and sat down. And maybe it was my dad. I started thinking, geez, I don't know if he'll ever get out of there.
You got him.
I had to go help him.
To leave him in there for bring him dinner, huh?
Refurbished.com. I forget. Do you know if next... It's a crazy question for you, I doubt you know, but is it a 4 or 5 week month coming up, do you know? Radio month?
No idea.
Yeah, me neither. It's right. Only in this business is there months that are different.
Yeah.
Crazy. 8 months are 4 weeks, and 4 months are 5 weeks. And there's...
I think you would be a great syndicate across the nation, great commentator.
Thank you, my friend. When you started by saying, Dan, you're loaded today, I was going to call my defamation lawyer.
Because I haven't drank a thing.
Weekday afternoons at 4 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
All right, 303-713-8255-303. Martino, we got some lines open. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget, John Fuller in studio with us. We're going to be talking personal injury and just different things about the law next hour as well. So you have any questions about a car accident or anything. John, you do other stuff. For example, I mean, I don't know, or slip and fall, something you do. I mean, pretty much anything personal injury.
Yeah, and that includes, your large tractor trailer type accidents, wrongful death cases, motorcycle cases, automobile cases, slip and fall cases, all of those stuff.
I have got questions that you just brought up, especially when you said motorcycle. But hold on, we've got a caller here. Who is this? Devin, what's going on with you, Devin?
Hey, Mark, I called in a week or two ago, talked to Tom, and Barry Miller was in the house at the time, and I was looking for a place I could buy a furnace, cash and carry. I wanted to get a name brand furnace.
Wait a minute, cash and carry? Why did you want to cash? Are you going to install it yourself? Was that kind of the deal?
I want to install it myself. Yes.
Oh, nice. So what happened? I mean, did you find one?
Yeah, Barry Miller had a guy he recommended to me.
He has a guy.
Boom, I got.
Did it fall off the back of a truck by any chance?
He's been a good guy.
And now I have a furnace.
Yeah, I'll tell you, did we give him the other one that's pretty inexpensive, and it's a really good guy, is Bookman. He might have had some in his warehouse. I didn't think of that. But anyhow, how much was it? How much was the furnace, the part?
About $3,500.
$3,500.
AC
Is it the new? Is it the newer or older style? Is it low NOx or what?
It is low NOx. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure on that. It's 97%.
Devin,
I didn't realize, Bo. I didn't realize you can't walk into a Home Depot and buy a furnace.
When Devin called a couple weeks ago, I know Tom reached out, and wholesalers and even me were very reluctant to sell the home.
Why, in case he burns his house down?
Yeah, there's a ton of product liability involved because you got gas and electricity, and a lot of times that will void the manufacturer's
Well, hold on, John, let's get a legal opinion on that real quick. Do you see any issue if the manufacturer wanted to, but just selling directly to a consumer? I mean, do you think that would bring up a liability issue? Hold on, I'll let you keep that thought there. We're going to be going to the break. But everybody hold tight. We got another hour coming up. Devin, I appreciate you calling. I'll make sure Barry hears that. Barry Miller with Vestera Properties. Hold tight. We'll be back right after this.
Hang up. I want to find out what brand he used.
I'm going to have her.
Can I get that first name again? Bella, how can we help you? Yep, we are the Troubleshooter Show. All you have to do is stick on a hold and you can talk to Mark. Marc Mager.
Never heard of him.
Yes. Okay. Everything is live.
Oh, man.
It can happen in the next, let me see, in the next couple minutes, or next 5 minutes.
You know, I forgot who said Ryan, if needed. That wasn't a bad idea.
He's just not on the show today. Do you want to call a day where he's on? We have Marc Mager, the co-host.
Found other employment somewhere.
Okay, you would have to.
Well, that part I don't know either.
Or even if he would show his face around.
Anytime.
No, he did.
Trying to get back in.
He did Dan's for I think a week.
Can't guarantee he'll be on.
Yeah, 3 or 4 days or something. Yeah. And I was hoping they'd bring him back in the morning. Let me tell you, not having a real show lead in, it just sucks, man.
I hate that show too.
I've never heard it.
You'll have to call into the show.
Is it like one guy, 2 guys?
2 guys, and I don't know where they're from.
You will go onto the show.
It sounds
and
like
talk
it's
to Mark or Tom.
Canned, and it's not
Like a Howard Stern thing?
No, it's not funny. It's like
Political.
Semi-political bullshit talk of the times.
He hung up before.
Whatever's
it sounds
going.
canned, like it's not local at all. There's no identifying anything about where they are or what's going on in the world. I've started listening to Ross again just because, and I don't really.
Let me tell you exactly what happened.
It's not my favorite show in the world.
This guy.
He's better than he's at least local. You know, it's you're getting some local color about what's
Whatever,
going on.
especially in an election year.
Yeah.
Boy, did you notice how many people hate that one guy? Who's a Republican going for governor?
Victor Marks.
My God, I have never seen such hatred for a guy. I know nothing about him. He could be a complete dirtbag, whatever. But I brought it up on Dan's show. I mean, I can't find any Republican that likes this guy. I mean, it's crazy. I basically said I just vote red. Back when I voted blue, I would just vote all blue. But it's like...
It's one of those things, Mark, where the Republican Party is so fractured and screwed up in Colorado.
It's horrible.
That getting a consensus about anything is almost impossible. Like, Kirk Meyer was about the best candidate we've had for governor in a long time. And then, but we had 3 or 4 people in the primary, and that splits up the vote and stuff. And somehow this guy, who by all that I can tell is a complete fraud.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
It's just a complete fraud.
They say he literally makes shit up, like people that he's killed.
On the fly, and he's going to get 10 votes in the general election, And once again, I can't bring myself to vote for the guy. I'm not going to vote for Phil Weiser either, but I can't vote for that guy. I'd rather write your name in than to vote for that guy.
Yeah, that's
going to write in Marc Mager.
So many people have said that. It's crazy.
A new campaign. I like Mark.
Well,
Lopez
is going to allow Phil Weiser to get in.
Well, Phil Weiser is going to get in.
Don't you think Mark Stowe would be better than Phil Weiser?
Mark better than Phil?
Oh no, Marc Mager all day long.
Oh my God! If they just no background checks.
You'd really be coming in co-hosting.
Yeah. No, we're not going to go down those.
We're not going to go down that road.
I am definitely not going to be. I'm not running for. I won't even run for the HOA board.
There's not enough money in it for Marc Mager.
Right.
I don't even know why a Republican spends any money in Colorado. I mean, it's kind of nutty.
It's crazy, and it's not going to get better anytime soon. So why? But here's the thing: we keep putting up idiots like this, and the Dems love it. I mean, they came out of the woodworks to vote for the guy in the primary.
Yeah, I know.
Just because,
They contributed to Mark's campaign.
When did they change it? When did they change it to where you can vote in a primary?
Like 2 cycles ago.
So it wasn't long ago.
No.
Dirty tricks.
Like Kyle Clark, did an interview or a debate with those guys.
I watched that.
If you watched it, there's no doubt why nobody likes this guy. He's a complete, my dog's going to bite you,
Yeah, but John, everybody remembered that. You keep asking.
I watched a little bit of it. All I could think was, why is Kyle Clark doing this? That made no sense to me. And you could tell he just hated all of them.
Well, I can't believe that. Yeah, well, they had to show up for it. He did it for all the different candidates on both sides and stuff. And he is such a diehard, left-wing guy. But I couldn't even be overly critical about him in the debate. I mean, you could, but our candidates were so dumb. Yeah. The other guy, what was his name? Scott.
Is he the guy that had some sort of Nazi I don't. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. He was. I forget. Scott Sessions. Scott Sessions. That was his name.
She was the most qualified.
I agree completely. But Sessions is the guy that's up there and he said some anti-Semitic crap, and it's like, well, how if you based upon your comments and stuff, how are you going to be able to get along with the, these people in your administration? So, well, I wouldn't have them work with the Jews. Really? Really? Are you kidding me?
And watch out, my dog will bite you.
And then watch out, my dog. I'm gonna sick my dog on you. I mean, between those two morons, Barbara didn't lose. Okay, but it's like, God, why do we do this? And you look your neighbors in the eye and say, this is the best that we have. No, it's not. But if you are the best, why would you ever want to run in this? God, it's gotten so bad.
Well, I think it started with Mays.
It did, Dan Mays. Yeah, he sounded like the next savior until people started really looking into his resume, and you're like,
he said he was the CEO.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, darn, we got a little problem here.
John, that was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing, and it hadn't gotten any better since.
I don't think they recovered from Mays.
No, I agree. I agree. Dan Mays.
What's
his name?
Dan.
Yeah. Right?
I think so. Yeah. I just remember Mays.
The whole thing is it's just been a mess for so long that you just kind of come to expect it. They just got their tactics dialed in. They
That plus the latest out of Iran from Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Adicott. What's next there and more on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW. Yeah.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We are here to make your life a little bit better. We get directly involved. You've been listening the last 3 hours. You kind of get that. We had some car issues. We call over. We try to get things fixed. I mean, honestly, we try to get your money back. We try to be there when, for multiple different reasons, we try to be there. But unlike any other show, and Tom has always said this, there is no other show of this kind. Think about this, though. If you need to hire an attorney, John Fuller joins me in studio, by the way. John, how much is an attorney these days? I know you always participate in the case itself, a percentage basis, so you don't charge like an hourly. But if you got a good criminal defense attorney, is there a going rate? Is it $500-600 an hour? I mean, it could be $1,000. It's everywhere.
I think it's probably going to be in that range for somebody good. I mean, it's like anything else. There's a spectrum, right?
Yeah, of course.
There's a spectrum of talent, and you can hire somebody for probably $200 an hour out there, but
you don't want them if you're up against something.
You don't want to pay your money to help that guy get the experience you need at that moment. Okay.
Yeah. So but think of what I'm saying though. Like that $6,000 that we're talking about from the lady that called up, Christian Brothers, basically told her she needs catalytic converters. She agreed to $6,300. Then they called her up after they did them and say, whoops, you actually need an engine.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I don't even know how that happens, but I'm not going to get off on that tangent right now. But she called us up. What's she going to do? Hire an attorney at $500-600 an hour to go after them? They would probably want a $6,000 retainer just to start. So we have this avenue for you. So if there is a bad contractor you want to talk about, or you do need help with an automotive shop, or a bad car deal, we had one of those today. We get directly involved. We have deputies. We have attorneys like John Fuller. We have all kinds of great people at referrallist.com that make this show go around. So if you have...
Mark,
go ahead,
the show did a great thing for that... Adrian at the Nissan Volkswagen dedealership.
Oh, yeah,
really,
the guy
if he would have had to hire a lawyer to try to sue them to get the title, correct, it would have been $5,000 or $6,000.
Can you imagine having to get an attorney to sue a company you bought a car from because they want it back?
It's possible that could have happened if he didn't call the Martino show.
It's great. Then I started thinking about with that one, and I asked John Fuller this. I said, can you imagine if you bought a car and a week later you wanted out of the deal? They'd never let you out of the deal. But they were trying to tell him to bring the car back.
They were demanding about it.
It's crazy. I think the whole world's gone Looney Tunes. I really do. Sometimes I just don't understand where businesses are coming from. I guess maybe if you want to make a lot of money these days, you simply just don't talk or do anything right. You just try to collect all the cash you can. I mean, there are people that do that. This Christian Brothers one really does have me upset. I do want to pivot here a little bit. 303 Martino, by the way. Any questions, any help you need, 303 Martino. John, I wanted to pivot to personal injury just in general. So you guys will do, your firm or you will do pretty much anything personal injury, or at least look at the case, and give people an idea. And I was talking about slip and falls a little bit. Is that like a big thing? How does that work? You're in a Walmart or a King Soopers, and really, if you just fall, and you do break something, let's say you actually have good injuries, but how do you determine whether or not Walmart, King Soopers, Walgreens, whoever it is, owes you money? If you're old and frail and trip over your shoe, just because you're in a store doesn't mean anything.
Nope, it sure doesn't. As I've said 100 times, there is a statute in Colorado called the Premises Liability Statute that says, and we're talking here customers in stores and stuff, that's called an invitee in Colorado. And for an invitee, the landowner is responsible for their unreasonable failure to take reasonable steps to protect against the dangerous condition that they knew of or that they should have known of. So, if you trip over your shoe, probably not going to have a case. If you trip over a banana peel, may have a case, may not have a case. If they knew or should have known about the banana peel being where it was, then likely you do. So it really comes down to, the law makes sense. We want landowners to be, proactive about safety. Safety is by far the best course of action, okay? If you have a dangerous condition, you have a pothole, you have a loose rail, you have a slippery stair, you have a propensity of water to freeze up under a downspout or something, we want landowners to go and fix those things so the public is not at risk. And the way we do that is we make them responsible when they don't fix it and somebody gets hurt. It's really quite simple. Now, there's a million different variables of that, whether it's, government, whether it's a premises liability with the Governmental Immunity Act component to it. I mean, if it's not an invitee situation, I mean, there's thousands of different variables that go into it. But the general premise for premises liability is that if there's a dangerous condition and you get hurt, generally we're going to hold the landowner responsible.
You kind of made me think outside of the business. When I think of you, because most of your cases are automotive. I mean, that's where the most accidents are. Let's just face it. So we were talking semi trucks, motorcycles. There's no difference. There's no one out there, even if they have advertisements like, I forget what they used to be called, but like the motorcycle attorney, like they specialize in that. There really is no difference, right? I mean, people like motorcycle cases, I would assume. Attorneys like yourself, I don't know, do you like? I can understand liking a case with a big semi because usually the insurance is going to be there to actually cover the damages compared to someone with $25,000 minimal. But on a motorcycle, how does that generally look?
It works the same way. I mean, these people that advertise for cases. Now, I mean, listen, there are niches that require specialized knowledge.
Like what?
Like semi-accidents, large commercial vehicles. That is a whole separate area of the law. It involves the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. There are countless state regulations and federal regulations that stack on top of each other. There's a whole body of law that dictates how long the guy's got to be off duty and take, rest and issues about the carrier and the brokers and the shippers. And I mean, it's a very complex area of the law. You need to know what the heck you're doing. It is not just a traditional car accident case.
Got it.
Even though two vehicles did run into each other and bad things happen. That part is where the similarities end. Okay. Motorcycle accidents. They are unique in the sense that there are different coverages that come into play. There are some, we tend to think in terms of car accidents that your UMs just stack automatically on top. But there are policies in Colorado that exclude motorcycles, that we don't have the same stacking. But by and large, a guy that gets on a motorcycle and gets in an accident, the laws of physics are the laws of physics. You're going to be
more hurt.
You may not like the application of the law, but you will follow it. People on motorcycles get more hurt than people inside a steel cage strapped into a seat.
Yeah.
So the damages are going to be greater. And that means you're likely to have a better recovery, all things else being equal, if you can find the insurance for the coverage.
You made me think of something when Compass was shopping my automotive, but particularly my motorcycle coverage, which is separate,
Right.
They said, we found it cheaper, but there's a caveat to it. I said, what? This particular company, and I forget who it was, doesn't cover the passenger. And I thought, that's odd.
Why?
I don't know why, but it was a little cheaper. I said, no, I'll stay with Progressive.
Exactly.
That's what I had.
And so you didn't buy that.
No,
and
but
why would you?
Well, that's crazy, thinking like my wife's on the back and something happens and she has no coverage.
Right.
And I'm thinking more of the than anything there.
But see, that's a great example because I'm telling you, people do not interview their insurance people. Listen, the dumbest thing you can do, in my opinion, is go online to all these different insurance companies, pick out the cheapest thing you can find and buy it, okay? That's just plain dumb. I don't care who you are. You really need to sit down and become educated about what these individual products are and whether or not you need them, don't need them, or can't live without them, and make that part of your analysis to decide what insurance you have. I get it. Good insurance costs more money.
Oh, yeah.
But gosh, I get calls every week from people that are like, they're starting to tell me their story, and it's like, let me guess, you just had liability on that car. Yep, that's right. Do you have MedPay? Nope, waived it. Do you have insurance? Nope, don't have health insurance. And it's like, what did you think was going to happen? You're just so good of a driver that you can avoid the 2/3 of people in Colorado that have minimal limits or no insurance, and then you think when something bad happens that you can wave a wand and make something good come out of the fact that the other guy had no insurance, and neither do you. So
to that point, what is always crazy to me is people will spend a lot of money on liability going, oh, I want to protect my assets. If I run into somebody, I've got $1 million house. I want to have $500,000 coverage and an umbrella, and they want to protect their assets, which they should. But they never think of like, I don't even want that. They don't think of protecting themselves. They think of protecting their assets, but if someone with no insurance or minimum hits them and they don't have coverage, I mean, they have nothing. There's nowhere to go after. There's no insurance to go after.
Listen, we've all heard the estimates that most households are only like 2 or 3 paychecks away from bankruptcy or something. And I don't know what the stat is, but it's not good.
No,
okay?
It's not.
So let's just take the average example. If your breadwinner in your household gets taken out by an accident and is stuck in the hospital for 3 weeks and then in a rehab facility for another 2 or 3 weeks, and you're 5, 6, 8, 10 weeks out,
or God help, something's gone, like you're paralyzed.
Or if somebody is gone and can never enter the workforce again, I mean, you're done. Your house goes away, your cars go away. I mean, unless you truly own everything and have a huge nest egg, your existence as you know it is done.
And that's why you get that coverage.
You're buying this umbrella, and I've had 1,000 people tell me, I got $1 million of coverage. And you're like, hold on, bud. You've got $1 million of liability, but you didn't cause the accident. So that never comes into play, and it never would have covered anybody else in your car under any circumstance. It's liability coverage, right? What did you have for Well, 50,
nothing.
100,000, something like that. It's like but you just ran up $300,000 in medical bills in 4 days in the ICU. What good does your $100,000 of do for you at that point? It's nothing. You've got to educate yourself. Insurance is about protecting you and your family, and I can only do what you've set the stage for when I get involved in an accident. We don't get to go back and change the insurance that you bought.
That'd be nice.
Wouldn't it? We have to deal with the decisions that you made, and when you made bad ones, it's really hard to come back and make something good out of it. I always love when people, so-and-so on the TV said they get $1 million. Why can you only get 25? It's like, look.
Because they had $1 million in insurance.
There was $1 million insurance. Or, the joke is, you got $1 million. How do you get $1 million from that attorney? Well, start with a $2 million policy or something,
Yeah.
But the reality is you don't get $1 million out of a case with no insurance or minimal limits or something like that. It just can't happen.
Do you see that more and more or less and less? Are people getting better? Like they call you up after they got hit by somebody, you're talking about their case. Are you starting to find in general people are getting more than minimal, or there's no real change? People are just going for the cheap stuff. And I realize everybody's different.
Yeah. I don't know. The stats are what the stats are. I mean, I did the research a year or two ago, and it was like 2/3 of the people in Colorado have none or minimal limits.
Think about that.
That's crazy, but true.
Two-thirds have either zero insurance or state minimum. That's incredible.
The thing to me that really is that I think about, and I talked about it earlier when I said, $25,000 was a lot more money 25 years ago than it is today. We get policy limits a lot more today than we used to, but I feel like those limits are not necessarily a windfall kind of outcome. Sometimes it's just like, well, we'll tender the limits, and all of the work that we do is in trying to negotiate those medical bills. And
that's what you did for us.
Yeah, work out everything on the backside of cases because stuff is so expensive. These ERs are, $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 in a day.
You negotiated with, I think it was Sky Ridge.
Yeah.
When we hired you for Addie's case, $38,000 just, for the hospitals. Like, it was nothing. It was an MRI.
Like 3 MRIs and a CAT scan or something. And
37,000. But what was amazing, so you got policy limits for us. Right. We got every penny they had in insurance. But I was like, wow, I mean, after that bill, that's going to be almost nothing. But then whatever you did in the background, he got it down, Bo, from 35 plus down to like $3,000, which I assume would be a normal amount.
Yeah.
How come hospitals can charge whatever the hell they want?
I don't know, but I can tell you, I saw in a case recently where a catastrophic injury case where I honestly saw a huge big hospital in town, I'm not going to name them, that had a bill of like, I don't know, $300,000-$400,000 that literally took from an insurance company as complete satisfaction, like a 5 or 7% payment on it. I mean, $5 to $7 on the 100 to be fully compensated. So there's so much markup in this stuff that I'm not.
Well, that's
saying,
why you're not just the attorney. You're also really a negotiator.
Yeah, that's
all right. We got to take this break. Dragon yelled at me so loud my mic fell. 303-713-8255. Any questions you have? 303 Martino. Oh, and I want to ask you after this break. Listen, I'm going to switch gears a little. We're still going to talk personal injury and stuff, but this case with this woman that killed her 3 kids. Don't get on there yet. I want to know your thoughts on it because you were a criminal defense attorney back in the day. Hold on.
In a recent survey of 123,000 wireless customers, Pure Talk was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every category: coverage, support, value, and data. What else do you need to know? Switch to Pure Talk today and get any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plan for just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract, no commitment. Dial pound 250, say micro, and let Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team help you make the switch.
You know, I wish that caller we had, Joanne, who had all those problems with Christian Brothers, I wish she went Sheridan Auto Tech. I really do. In fact, if you need someone that can fix and diagnose your car properly, I promise you, Uncle Kevin's a man. He has been doing it, well, basically his entire life. He has a 3-year, listen to this, 3-year nationwide warranty on everything they do. If he does an alternator and it fails in another state, it's going to be handled. No money out of pocket. I love his warranty, and it's also 36,000 miles. But on top of that, his pricing's great. He can save you a ton from dealerships. But I guess the most important part is he's trustworthy. They've been around forever. They're never going to steer you wrong, and they're going to fix your car right the first time. SheridanAutotech.com. SheridanAutotech.com.
Tempting.
Should I not? You know? And I guarantee you. I got you. I'll tell you what, I'll put you on that hold. We just went on break, so it'll be about.
What is that woman's name? Do you know?
What did you do? Pop the meniscus out?
I'm
talking to me?
Yeah. I know your sister watches it like.
Oh,
like I watched the OJ.
Oh, yeah. She was on it at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, they fixed it. Yeah. Flipped it back 10 stitches. Yeah.
Was she, is she always been into, like, watching
She loves
trials?
this crime stuff. Yeah.
Does she listen to, like, true crime?
Yes, and then, like, when the show's on, she'll record the trial, then when her stuff's on, she'll watch it. I mean, hey, sure, I'm here to work on, hey, I'm watching, I'm into a trial now. Oh, okay. I'll call you tomorrow. You'll be on it for days.
They did the 2 here, and then I got like 4 or 5 inches.
She was obsessed with that one where the lady ran over her cop boyfriend.
And I can bend. I can do all that stuff now. I can actually put
get the name of that. They've had
weight
in the
on
Murdoch
it.
trial.
Yeah. But no walk.
The only one I really paid attention to was OJ. And I think everybody was watching OJ.
Yeah. I had a case where they were.
Oh, yeah. Had the damn Bronco chase on CNN.
Oh, CNN. It was like on every
It was on the
network.
Larry King show. They broke into the Larry King show for it. I still don't understand what they did. Well, he just had a great law team.
You know, lease on life and stuff, but it didn't work for this guy. Yeah, I was thinking about you when I was thinking about my wife.
Yeah, they had a shoe print. They had the knife cut. I don't know.
I mean,
blood at the scene.
Like retirement stuff.
I still can't believe
I get that, but me here,
you lost big in this.
This wasn't my choice. So it's like after a few weeks, it's like, all right, I need to get back to work.
Not like you were mountain biking up.
Right, exactly. I'm not relaxing or anything. It's like either I can be miserable here at home or I can be miserable at work.
It reminds me of this case. It was a guy in Pueblo, this guy Chris Watts.
Yeah,
took
being
his
retired.
3 girls and put them in an oil.
My choice.
An oil silo.
I think that was north No, I think it was his. Wait a minute.
It was his daughters.
Wasn't it his wife? I'm thinking of something
No, it
else.
was his 3 kids.
God, how long ago was that?
6 or 7 years ago. And they didn't find it because he worked for an oil field company. And he climbed up that spiral ladder up 200 feet or whatever and dumped them in an oil vat. When they discovered, they found the bones in
the one with the wife.
My choice to be off.
He put her. I could have sworn there might have been a kid there.
He killed the wife and the kids.
Yeah, but I thought, first of all,
He was having an affair.
it's got to be a different one. Yeah, and she didn't even know. Then she found out.
Yeah.
The fair lady.
Did they tell you?
I think we're thinking of the same one.
Because he's getting married. He's in over in
I was
Florence.
on my knees.
He's getting married in prison?
No, he's pen pal someone. He's going to allow some kind of telephone. You know.
Oh, something happened.
That's what I'm saying. He is getting married.
He's getting married.
I didn't even know they allowed them to
I
do
didn't think
that.
they allowed it either. Married by the phone. I don't know.
And it was, he put her like in a oil storage tank.
Right, he worked for an oil field guy. Yeah, and he climbed up a ladder and actually
Troubleshooter Show. Can I get the first name?
Body, you would ever look in there. It was locked up.
What can we help you out with, Teresa?
It was really bad. The kid, why are you taking Julie up the ladder, Daddy? I mean, while the other kids were sitting in the car watching the other one.
Yeah, you're right. So Christopher Lee. Yeah, pregnant wife, 2 young daughters.
Oh, his 2 kids.
And Frederick. Yeah, I told you.
It's your neighbor.
Right now.
He buried Shannon in a shallow grave and placed the bodies of his 2 daughters inside crude oil storage tanks.
Nope, you call the show and then we put you on to talk to Jim.
Motive, an affair with a coworker. I'm pretty sure she came out and did something too. She came out and basically just condemned him.
Local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
All right, 303-713-8255. Bo and I were talking, I'm going to go right to the phones, but the Watts family murders, man, I totally forgot about that. He killed his 2 kids and his wife, and that was here in Colorado, and I'm trying to remember where, 2018, 2018 in Frederick. That was crazy, but what made me think about this is this case going on now where this woman killed, killed her 3 kids. There was a woman not long ago that drowned her kids in a bathtub like that, one after another. That postpartum, I guarantee it's real as it gets, but I'll be curious John's thoughts on that, but I'm going to go to the phones first. Dan, what's going on with you, man?
Hey, Mark. Thanks. Last week, I think Tom had an HVAC guy on, and Tom had asked him about swamp coolers. We've got like a 3,600 square foot house. We've got a one that's on the roof. It's 25 years old, and it was great. And at one time, Excel was giving, I think, some sort of rebates for them. I wonder what was the knock against swamp coolers.
Well, I can tell you this. I don't know anybody that works on them anymore. All the big guys, they stay away from them because of liability. They're generally sitting up on the roof. Think of any leaks.
Leaks going down into the attic.
I don't know, but Bo,
I can tell you a little bit about it, Dan.
Hey, Dan, hang that phone up.
Yeah, you want me to get that for you?
Yeah, you want me to reach out? Go ahead, Bo. Why do you think they have just gone downhill or gone away?
Oh, I have a choice of, back in the day, of all HVAC equipment. I have an evaporative or swamp cooler at my house. I really like them because you're only running a 1/4 horsepower motor instead of a 2 horsepower compressor. Now, XL Energy does give a rebate on the ones that have the thick pads, the Master Cool series, because they are highly efficient. But I like swamp coolers because of our dry climate.
You like the humidity.
I like the humidity, and a lot of contractors will not work on them, not because of the swamp cooler itself, but because of the water lines going up through the attic and to the roof.
One of the bigger companies, I'm not going to put this guy.
Better get that call, Dan.
One of the bigger companies we represent got out of them years ago. They fixed one on a roof. And I don't remember the whole story, but I remember it was over $150,000 all said and done.
It dripped on a grand piano.
I don't know what happened, but I remember going, and that was the last swamp cooler we worked on. And they pretty much got rid of it. I think Bookman's, does he work on them?
He works on them, and we also have Jay at J&J HVAC. He's the guy that did that engine for that lady a couple years ago that didn't have heat for 3 or 4 months.
Oh, that was crazy. Well, I thought that was Bookman.
No, Bookman did the free furnace install for the lady whose husband committed suicide.
God, we have got great referrals.
So we got two good people that'll do a swamp cooler.
I mean, there's a spectrum of swamp coolers too. I mean, I had one on my commercial building, but it was stupid expensive, but we had no other option because it was a 115-year-old building.
Yeah.
And it had no ducting or anything like that in there, but that sucker couldn't leak if you wanted it to. And, but nobody's going to spend $10,000 on a swamp cooler if they could get away with a regular air conditioner.
How much is one, Bo? Generally, like nowadays, not wholesale, but I mean, is it $10,000?
Are you talking about a new installation or
a brand new one installed at a house?
Where you have to cut into the roof, add the ductwork.
That sounds horrible.
Probably $18,000.
That sounds horrible.
Now replacement's probably half.
Now about mini splits, though, right, John? You were saying without ductwork, those things have come a long way. Those heat pumps now are absolutely crazy. They're expensive, though.
They are. Yeah, I have had a mini split before, and I like them a lot.
Fix-It sells a lot.
It was not really an option because the building was multi-floor, and you would have needed about 5 of them to do the building, and so it just didn't
make sense.
The cost of it really just didn't make sense in the end.
Plus, interesting, you said it was all brick. That's got to be just expensive on a mini split because you got one outside and one part inside. And now you're going through brick. Wow. Let me see if he answered his phone. You got any more questions, man?
I just wanted to know, or one sort of comment, was that it cost me a lot less than the people next door to me who've got 2 central air units. I mean, mine, our bill is like $200 a month.
For what? I guess I kind of missed. Not for a swamp cooler, it's not.
Well, no, not for just the swamp. Not for just the swamp cooler, but for the whole bill.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing.
Yeah, it's cheap compared to someone with AC. But what do you do when it's 110 out? I mean, yesterday, the last 2 days have been really hot. Does it actually cool the house? Is it decent?
It's great.
Yeah, mine works
fantastic. And I keep it on low. I keep it on low, and it's great. And meanwhile, I hear the guys next door to me. He's got that compressor going
all the time.
Virtually, all the time. That's right.
I looked at my usage on my upstairs one and my downstairs in the last few days, and I was kind of happy. I got it set on 72. That's where we keep it. And the one upstairs is running about 30% of the day on a hot day. The one downstairs is about 20% of the day. I think that sounds pretty normal, or it does.
That's great. I mean,
yeah, but we've got a lot of stuff blocking the sun. We got big trees around us, so our house kind of stays a little naturally cool just because of the location.
So Dan, to answer your question, if you're looking for someone to install it, I can give you a couple names off air that the show is using.
Well, I call Bookman's if he does them. I like that guy.
Do it. Yep.
Yeah. All right, Dan.
Ours is there. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, man. 303-713-8255. John, I know you kind of grimaced when I said it, but you were a criminal defense attorney. I mean, I can't even understand. I get the insanity defense with this woman, but what does that truly mean? To the best of your knowledge, what does that mean? There's no doubt she's crazy. Jeffrey Dahmer was crazy. Normal people that aren't crazy don't eat people and put them in their fridge. I think we can all agree. But he's sitting actually, he died in prison, but he went to prison. And there's no doubt he was freaking guilty as hell. And there was no doubt he was insane as hell. So I get the idea, but explain kind of the difference. What do they have to prove for her to get off and go to a mental institution?
Well, so here's basically the deal. We require a something called mens rea in criminal law, and it's a guilty mind. It basically means that you're aware of the wrongfulness of the conduct and you choose to do it anyway.
So you know you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like saying, let's say that we're in a store together and I pick up a expensive item like a phone or a gift card or something, and I slide it into your coat pocket without you knowing, right? And you walk out the front door and the alarm goes off and they find the thing in your pocket and they charge you with theft or shoplifting or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You did not form the intent or the guilty, you didn't.
So even though I technically shoplifted.
You shoplifted it. You took it out the store without paying for it. You possessed it. I mean, on every level.
But I didn't have the
all
intent.
of those elements were there. Let's lock the guy up. But you're like, whoa, wait a second. I didn't intend to steal anything. That dirtbag John that I'm here with stuck it in my pocket, right? So you didn't form the intent to commit the crime.
So they're trying to prove that she really had no idea what she was doing was wrong.
Incapable. This is their allegation, okay?
Yeah.
That she was incapable of knowing the difference between right and wrong because of the sickness that she has, whatever that may be, that she didn't form the intent and didn't understand and acknowledge or whatever the wrongfulness of the conduct. That's really the essence of it, right?
All right, wait, hold on. We'll pick it up right after this. Or else I'm going to be up on the hour.
What me?
Nothing here.
No.
What kind of sucks about that whole thing is the 3 kids. Can you imagine being strangled by the woman that gave birth to you, mommy? I mean, really, that has got to be the worst thing. It's got to be the worst way to die. It's got to make zero sense to him. And I think she should go to prison. I really do. I think I don't care if she was cuckoo. I just don't care.
So listen, I can do this on the air, but
okay.
Yeah, let's do it on the air. What's your opinion on it?
Well, and like what John said about the gift card and going out the door, but she committed, even though she didn't have the mens rea, goddamn it, she killed 3 kids. She's got to be held responsible somehow.
Well, but
in a mental institution.
But that's like saying, but the gift card was $1,000.
Gravinas. Let me tell you about Nick Gravina and the great guys at Gravinas. They represent, listen to this, you need windows, siding, doors. They represent 50 different lines of windows. That's 20 different manufacturers. They're going to have the window for you. They simply are. They're siding products the same way. They're going to have the correct product for you and your needs. And that could be different than anybody else out there. When we needed a new sliding door for our patio last year, we called them out. They brought out all the different options, these cutouts that look just like the real thing. We talked about it. We picked one out. Then the crew showed up, put it in. Everything went perfect. I love dealing with a company that's been around as long as Gravinas, and you're going to love them too. They've got very good pricing. They've got great people. They have just got great products altogether. You can check them out at Gravinas.com. That's Gravinas.com.
There was a campaign.
Oh, I must have missed it.
You snuck that in. I looked and there was nothing there. You snuck that in.
It was there the whole time.
No way, Jack. You're looking at me and I'm like, uh-oh.
Whoa, what'd I do?
What do I do, man? So the pizza guy's coming on, tomorrow or whenever?
He said the 31st is when he's free. He's working a job site where there is really bad service and no phones allowed.
I can't wait for the pizza call.
Dude, it's so... I need to show you this photo, Drake.
So did you hear about Tom's Pizza Delivery one time? So he's at the home studio, and they order a pizza, and I guess DoorDash or Uber Eats, whoever, it was one of those companies.
Yeah.
So when it shows up,
glorious.
I didn't know this because I never use those products. they basically send you a picture, almost like Amazon. So they send them a picture. They said your food has arrived. There's no food upstairs. I mean, it's crazy.
Outside, yeah.
And they send them a picture of the pizza box in the middle of rocks. You couldn't tell if it was in California or Arizona.
Right.
It wasn't on a doorstep. It was literally on a big pile of rocks.
Yeah, I was there.
And that was their delivery.
Right.
Tom had me drive around in a circle driveway there to look for it.
You were looking at it. It was just
and then I
right?
got, I just went to the guard shack. I said, hey, did anyone bring a pizza over here in the last 20 minutes? No.
So they didn't even go through the guard
They didn't
gate.
even go through, because Tom
They took the picture of the pizza anywhere and said it's been delivered.
I think they took it to the driver's house. I think the driver took it home.
They ate it and then just put the
Tom
box.
must not have tipped enough on that Grubhub or something, you know.
What?
Was that Anthony's or Bob?
I think it was Anthony's.
I think I was his last Anthony. Oh yeah, because Anthony started subcontracting out there.
You every hour.
That's when
the
they
hour.
went to shit.
That's insane. 30.
And we were all here eating pizza.
Dude,
There's been times though he's so funny. Like he'll order food, but he'll hit the wrong address.
Driver handed it to him. Here you go.
Sent it to the doctor's office.
It'll go to his wife's house and he's at home. Or one time he ordered it. He was in the. He was getting chemo or
he sent it to that.
I don't know, man.
He orders a sandwich and sends it like here. He's like, I ordered that thing an hour ago. Where is it?
Well, we delivered it. And
it's sitting in his house.
Oh, this is a pizza? Whoops.
I bought him a mattress one time. I forget why. I think it was for his kid going to college or something. And so he gave me his credit card and I put it in to pay for it on Amazon. So his card was in there. Never thought about it. Kid got the mattress, whatever. So somehow I made it the primary. So so funny, like a month or two goes by and we're sitting right in here and Suzanne's working on his books and goes, boy, you spend a lot more on Amazon than you usually do. There's like this and that. And he's like, I didn't spend anything on Amazon. Well, I said it is my primary on accident. So my own wife busted me is what it came down to. It was like $1,400 worth of stuff.
That's a normal month on Amazon.
That's a normal month.
I know.
That's a week on Amazon, you know?
Amazon.
If my wife's out of town, that might be just a couple days on Amazon.
A couple days.
I'm bad at Amazon. It almost is like those people that used to watch the Home Shopping Channel and they just buy crap they'd never need.
Yeah,
there's always something on Amazon. I love their cheap Chinese crap like cables and cables,
ropes.
I love their cheap Chinese crap.
I do. USB cables, phone battery chargers that are in the shape of like a deck of cards, right? Who doesn't need a solar powered whatever? Yeah. Solar powered flashlight.
WesternBuildings.com. Get online pricing now. GreatWesternBuildings.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. By the way, this hour brought to you by Gravina's. We just talked about them. They're great guys. If you need siding, if you need doors, windows, I cannot think of a better choice. You're going to love dealing with Nick and the gang there. They're just really, really good people. In fact, I think he's coming in soon. And John, it's funny. Like, I assume when lawyers get together, you guys talk about different cases. I mean, it's just part of your life. That's what you are, right? I mean, yay or nay? Or do you try to get away from it?
You try to get away from it.
But at a party, everybody's got to be asking you.
We'll go to these classes, these CLE classes and stuff, continuing education.
Yeah.
And, every question, it can't just be a question. It's always got to be like, well, I had a case one time where blah, 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 and everybody's like, here we go. Here we go again, 14 part with 16 subparts like a Dimitri question.
What's kind of worse, though, is when you're in the window business like Nick. Right. If I ask him a question He knows way too much about windows, siding, and doors.
Right.
He lives it, breathes it, knows the entire product line. He'll break down things like, triple pane, yeah, but if the double pane is this wide, it could be better than the triple pane. Blah, 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 blah.
Then you got the argon gas, and it's better than the nitrogen, and the expansivity coefficient of the blah, blah, blah.
I always joke with him. I said, boy, you've got to be great at parties. Now, he really is a super guy, but that's Gravinus, everybody. The Sour is brought to you by it. Now, I do want to hop back because we're running out of time.
Yep,
so let's go back to this woman killed her 3 kids. I'm going to kind of tell you where I'm coming from. I understand and truly believe she was out of her mind, whacked out, probably didn't know what she was doing. I remember the woman that drowned her 3 kids. Mm-hmm. Basically, the devil told her to do it, and it was going to be good for the kids, and the jury agreed, and she was... I guess she just went to a mental institution instead of prison. But you forget about the victims. Imagine a kid, 8 years old, and I think the youngest was 8 months or 5, 3, whatever the 3 were. Can you imagine what would be worse than the mother that feeds you, killing you, strangling you right there? Your own mother killing you has got to be the worst thing in the world for a child or for anybody. Imagine a wife whose husband strangles her. But these are little kids. They are the true victims of it. And that's why I just think she needs to go to prison, even if she was whacked out. But that's just my opinion. What do you think?
Hey, listen, it's an absolute tragedy. Okay, there's no way that you can reconcile what she did with what any normal person would ever do.
Yeah,
and I think that's really the part and parcel of this thing. And I am not advocating for one side or the other here.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, but I will tell you this, and I happened to see one of the witnesses on in her trial, and it was a doctor named Peter Bregan. And I know Peter Bregan because I hired Peter Bregan in one of my cases many years ago. And in doing so, I read a couple of the books that he had written, and one of them is called Medication Madness. And it is a treatise on how people get on these serotonin reuptake inhibitors, these antipsychotic or antidepressant medicines and stuff. And those drugs are just given out just freely. You go to the doctor and they're like, oh, fill out this depression, questionnaire or something. And they just hand out these drugs. But for some people, these drugs have horrible consequences. And they eventually result in these people doing things that they could not in a million years imagine themselves doing. And it really, truly all stems back to that medication. So things happen and people do crazy stuff that is not in their nature to do.
But it's still the victim.
I don't understand postpartum stuff. I will never claim to understand it. I don't. I'm not going to say pro or con or plus or minus or anything.
Is that what that doctor was there for? Or he was basically talking about the meds?
Yeah, he was an expert in some capacity in the case. I didn't listen to what he was saying, but I know him. And but this lady, I think, based on all the protesters that are outside supporting her, is that they're claiming that this was really the byproduct of postpartum, psychosis and
all the medication
and all that stuff. Yeah, so it's horrible. Nobody thinks that it's an equal trade for what the victims went through to what her consequence is going to be. But I think that that's typical in every case. How can you put somebody in a box for life in exchange for somebody else's life and say that that's an even trade? It's not. It's an imperfect system, and it will be imperfectly administered here as well, no matter what the outcome is. You still have 3 beautiful kids that are gone. And no matter what the court does, you can take her off and drive her off the top of the tallest building in town. You're not going to change the fact that these kids, these precious little children, are gone.
I really do think she probably did snap. I really do.
Of course she did.
She did not think. I don't think she realized what she was doing. Oh, it's so hard to believe that, though. All right, everybody, hold tight.
Go.
Wow. That's so funny every time.
Do I have any spots?
No, it's a little different.
But we're still working on one.
Oh, shoot.
What is this guy calling me about?
Sorry, they were there. They're there now.
Do I have any spots coming up?
Buddy.
All right, if you need a home loan, I'm going to tell you one name, and you're going to absolutely thank me for it like everybody else has. John Clace. He works for CMG Financial. I always say this. That company, listen to this, third largest lender in the country for what they call retail, meaning mortgages. Third largest. What that means is they loan out over $2 billion every month. They have lower fees and they have lower interest rates because there's no middleman. They are the bank. They do reverse mortgages. In fact, John is an expert on reverse mortgages, and he'll save you money on them. They can even refi reverse mortgages, which is crazy. On top of that, their 30-year line of credit, it's called the all-in-one loan. That's what Suzanne and I have. We can pay it up. We can pay it down. It's good for 30 years, and it's basically 80% of the equity in our house. And when you have money in a checking account, so, for example, people that own small businesses out there or any kind of business, if you have money in that checking account, that average daily balance, you don't pay interest on whatever is taken out of the line of credit, long as that money's in the checking account. But once again, 30 years. This isn't a 10-year product. This is a 30-year line of credit. New purchases. My son used them last year in Nebraska. Yes, John lends out in every single state. And my daughter used them a month ago. You got to check this guy out. He's a great guy. In fact, just call him direct. 303-577-7206. 303-577-7206. Or partnerinlending.com. Where is that going to put us coming back?
That sounds pretty good.
What?
I can give you 30. I can give you 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, I'll just hammer Fuller's phone.
Hammer the Fuller man.
Are you done asking me about stuff I know nothing about?
Yeah. Right.
Did Dimitri hit you up to help him?
Yeah.
Sue text people.
He's in court today.
I don't.
Is he in court today?
Yes. Doing one of his, what do you call his phone things? He's in the Denver county court.
I don't even know what to think of that. I'm just like, I don't have enough time in my life to dedicate on that stupid shit.
You should have seen the brief he filed. God, it was like 7 pages.
The guy has no right.
Huh? He has no right.
He hates, I'll tell you what, he goes after those text messages.
Yeah, it's like
he
2 text messages.
Things. He never gets happier than when he sees a new text
true.
come over.
Oh, look
Fair.
what I got.
Fair.
Oh, I'm going to go home and start typing my case.
And he's like, I got to set him up just perfect. You know, I got to subpoena the IP.
I got to get my cowboy boots on.
Yeah.
I'm going to court.
Going to court. Got to go through the metal detector. Got to leave all my knives and guns and everything else.
Yeah, my guns.
Go for it.
I like
it. A $500 pocket knife. I got to leave that at home, you know?
He's going in nude.
No, he's a good egg.
Yeah, I like it.
He gets focused on those. He's got some good judgments. I don't know if he's ever gotten paid. I know he has on some, but...
I'm sure he has on some, but...
Yeah, he has.
You know.
Man, but what the time and effort.
God, I get so many damn texts and shit. If I had to stop and focus on that, I wouldn't have time to do anything else in my life.
The ones I get now just almost daily are, we can fund your business, $100,000.
Oh, yeah.
I want to buy your
property. That wants to invest in
I want
your
to buy your
business.
property.
Want to buy your property. How about new health insurance, you know?
How about a new PI lawyer? I know it all sucks.
Yeah.
You had to get Dimitri to be your paralegal. I mean, he can.
No, I don't. I would fire him the first day.
Yeah, the first. No, he sent me his claim for relief.
The paralegals have a degree or no?
They can,
but
there
they
are
don't
people
have
that like. I had one that graduated with a major from CSU in paralegal studies. You know, they do.
Really?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
have
interesting.
That. And they do go to certificate schools and stuff and get credentialed. For me, I don't care. but many firms require that their paralegals have a certain level of
An
credential
accreditation.
because their clients say you can only
Yeah.
charge me X number of dollars for people at these different tiers, and it's usually predicated on what their credential is.
Got it.
I don't have
ACC
such
has
a thing because I don't charge by the hour. Don't have clients like that, So
ACC has a paralegal program.
So I'm going to tell everybody the last 30 seconds, basically, if you have postpartum and need some help.
Postpartum.
John's your boy.
Call Fuller.com.
If you're feeling a little down.
You got a different need for those exercise straps, right? Pulling on your arms, you're going to be strangling your kids.
All right, listen, any questions you have about auto accidents, you've been hurt, I really do want to give John's info out. I've used this guy twice. He absolutely is great. He can talk to your case. We'll always deal with the attorney. Thank you for being in studio, John Fuller. And any questions you have for John, 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500, or call Fuller.com.
That's Fuller.com.
Hi, I'm Gary Bell of the law firm of Bell & Pollock. Involved in a car crash? Injured? You should always call the police. If you want to know why, then listen to our Bell & Pollock Legal Injury Hub podcast on your favorite platform.